Hey guys, welcome into cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust. Happy April 18th, day 101. Thanks for jumping in today. Of course, you know what we do. Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central Time. We are live. You can go to cancelthisshow.com to find out all of our TV viewing platforms, as well as our audio listening platforms right there at cancelthisshow.com. Appreciate everybody jumping in today. Hope everybody's ready to have a great day. In this day and age, in the year of 2023, there is never a shortage of topics to get to, and such is the case today. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to talk with our good friend, Dr. Mesh Bagway. He's going to talk about some workplace injuries regarding people getting surgeries, how fast you can heal. If you have any questions, you can do that. Dr. Bagway will be with us for a few minutes in the studio. Coming up at 9 o'clock, another guest that you should not miss, will not want to miss, Patrick Ouellette, an author, a speaker, spent over 20 years on Wall Street. He's become an expert in all things financial, the Russia-Ukraine situation, and also the Trump family. We'll do that during our 9 o'clock hour. You won't want to miss that as well. Okay, Roseanne Barr signing a new massive $40 million deal with Fox, all out of the cancel this comedy scene that she did. She's going to have a show. Everything anti-woke, which is exactly what we are. Also, Elon Musk does an interview with Tucker Carlson. Be curious to see what everybody thinks about that. Some information, once again, that we know was happening, but now proven when you hear Elon talk about it. Can't wait for that. The Chicago violence from over the weekend, we didn't get a chance to get into that, but now you've got a mayor and people talking about, oh, these poor kids. And we see video of them attacking innocent women, innocent people. Shame on them. We've got all that coming up. Plus a few extra things. Once again, this is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust, tab of the hassle on en route. Eric Johnson as well. Lizzie Sparks on the chat line as always. And Scotty Gherkin living his best life these days. We'll tell you about what happened in the Cardinals baseball game last night. Must be nice. He's going to come in here and blow on all of us. It's going to be blessed by Scotty the Pope. That's what I feel like today. I'm getting a blessing from him.
The AI Pope.
Yeah, exactly. It's cancelthisshow.com. We're ready to have a good time. We're ready to entertain, educate, and also learn from you guys as well. Let us know what's on your mind as well. Here's a look at our advertisers, our partners that make all of this possible.
And now it's here, the unveiling of the latest Carroll House lifestyle collections. I'm Brooke with my sister Amy, inviting you to see 3 football fields of the latest styles.
Our new lifestyle collections are premium quality furniture made exclusively for us and available only at Carroll House.
The attention to detail is unmatched, and so is the value, nearly half the price of a typical gallery store.
Plus, get free financing, delivery, and in-home design. Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Kathy O. Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with eXp, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com. Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Hey guys, welcome into cancelthisshow.com. April 18th, day 101, as we get set to kick things off. I'm Vic Faust, alongside Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson en route, Lizzie Sparks on the chat line, Scotty Gherkin on the boards. Of course, we talked about Scotty's nice job opportunity. He's going to be with KC95 here in the next week or so. Actually, they start next Monday. Great opportunity for our friend. And then, Tabitha, as you walked in, I was talking about Scotty living his best life. What happened to you last night, my friend?
All right, so listen to this. I've gone to a lot of Cardinal games, right? Like I'm almost 50.
How many?
Right?
Like 100?
Probably. I would say so. That's fair. So I've never caught a foul ball. I've never caught a T-shirt. I've never been on the Jumbotron, and all three of them happened last night.
Hello.
And I feel bad for I was telling Joe out here that the vending guy was, he was doing the beer and all that. So the ball comes over my head, and I reach back to get it, and it's too far back, and it smacks him right on the shoulder blade because he's leaned over.
Oh, no.
And it just kind of bounces up, and I'm like, I feel like, I'm like, he's like, oh, I could have done without that, but, good job with the ball, because Marla had just gone to the restroom.
Marla, your wife.
Yeah, and I said, I'm going to catch a foul ball while you're gone. And
You told her that?
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah, she goes, you manifested that stuff.
So you had some good seats, too, then?
Yeah, it was like, we were like 10 rows from the dugout, 143, like right at like first base. So we were like perfect foul ball territory. Like,
Do you remember who the batter was?
It was one of the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, we don't care about them.
Yeah, so I didn't care. It was just cool that I caught a foul ball.
And they beat the Cardinals anyway. But what a great night for you, man.
It was fun. It was
There
a good
is
time.
something going on with your planetary alignment.
It's about frickin' time.
It's called the planetary
I
alignment.
believe it is.
It's about frickin' time.
The planetary alignment can either make things go very bad or very good.
I think it's over now.
The streak is over.
I got home and
don't
the kids
think
were
so.
arguing, so it's done. It's over.
Well, the only thing we were missing from that standpoint was you getting on the kiss cam.
You know what? We were close. The camera was like 10 rows in front of us. We were close. I told Marla, I said, we almost made the kiss cam.
That's the only thing else that could have happened last night. Well, you had great seats. You got a foul ball,
T-shirt.
a T-shirt.
From the girls with Fred
Yeah.
Bird when they shoot that big, slingshot thing.
Hell yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's quite the night, Scotty.
It
We
was fun.
appreciate
You
it.
should go buy some lottery tickets.
And I had 2 seltzers.
I was thinking the same thing. When's the last Cardinal game you were at?
It was last year. I don't know. Probably like August, something like that.
Have you been close to a foul ball before?
No, I don't think so. Not where it was like, oh, I had a chance. Never.
That's awesome, buddy.
Now your life has changed.
Well, the one guy he was like 2 rows back. He said, I've had season tickets in this section for 40 years. Just right off first base. He goes, never caught a foul ball. I almost gave it to him. Like, yeah, you probably earned this, buddy.
Well, Scotty, we appreciate it. Thanks for sharing the story. I saw the post on Facebook and I was like, that dude is just rocking and rolling.
It was fun.
Hey, as we kick off today, we told you about our good friend, Dr. Mahesh Bagwi. He joins us in studio today as we catch up. Doctor, have you ever caught a foul ball?
No, I've come pretty close, though. I held up my hat, and it went right through the hole in the back of the hat where you're
Oh,
and it went right through that hole, bounced, and somebody else got it.
No.
And then when my wife was pregnant, we went to a baseball game, and a foul ball was coming toward us. And I want to grab her because she had twins, and it's hard to just grab somebody who's that pregnant and move them out of the way. And the ball wasn't going to hit us, but it bounced in the row in front of us, went under the seat, bounced up under the seat in front of us, and hit her anyway. And then she's like, well, why didn't you protect me? I go,
Yeah,
well, I didn't know it was going to ricochet underneath the seat in front of me, which is almost impossible, and then bounce right off your
How long ago
pregnant.
was that?
This was before 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, right before we had twins.
Yeah, but is it different? But you've also, as we talked about before, I mean, you used to do you were a Cardinals doc.
Not at that time, though. Yeah.
And not at that time. So you've probably gotten some souvenirs over the years and some really cool things, but I guess it's not the same unless you catch it live.
I never did that. My partners do this thing where when you take care of a player that actually and you treat them or you help them out, that you can ask them to sign something and frame it, and you give it to the staff, and they have it signed for you, and then it's delivered back to you. You don't actually walk up. You kind of give the message to the staff. And so I did take care of a couple of people. I just never took that extra step to go, hey, would you get him to sign this?
That's not your
frame it?
personality.
I know, but it's maybe more of a sports orthopedic doc, because then they decorate their old office in their area with them. But it's cool. It looks nice. I mean, I have to agree, but I never did it for the times I did take care of people. I probably should have. Now it's probably too late.
It's never too
Well,
late.
it's been a year too.
It's never too late. It's not over until you say it is. Welcome to cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tap of the Hassle. Eric Johnson here. We have Dr. Mahesh and Eric spot right now because we are using some laptops. We're getting some laptops taken care of. Scotty Gherkin here as well. Lizzie Sparks on the chat line. You catch up with us every now and then, Doc. And It's always good to get the information that we get from you being an orthopedic surgeon. Today you were talking a little bit about repetitive stress injuries in the workplace.
Yes.
Yeah, so what?
I have a lecture later today for a group of case managers and people who run, like, for instance, the safety department at big businesses or warehouses or definitely businesses you've heard of that are around the St. Louis region. And what they want to hear is, by Missouri statutes and rules, what constitutes a work injury. Okay. So, for instance, if you're at your job and somebody backs up a pallet jack or a truck and runs over your leg, that's obviously a work injury, right? I mean, there's no question.
That stuff happens.
Oh yeah. So that's pretty obvious. These other situations come in. Let's say you have the same job for 10 years, where you have to walk around and carry a box once in a while, and then one day they tell you, okay, you have to lift this 150-pound box and carry it up 6 flights of stairs and do this 8 hours a day. Okay, and you do this for 3 or 4 days, and you're like, okay, my foot's killing me. I've never lifted that much weight in my life. And then you get an X-ray and see that there's broken bones, stress fractures in the foot. But what qualifies as that? So that's the kind of thing I'm going to do a lecture of what technically can make it under the of a work injury when you don't have a specific moment, a specific this happened just now. It's on video, it's on camera. So there's a couple examples. That's one where suddenly your expectation of how much you have to lift or carry. The other is a piece of machinery. For instance, somebody who switches one day the job says, okay, now you have to drive this machine, and they have to hold their foot on this metal peg to keep the machine from turning off all day. Mm-hmm. And after a week or two, the foot's going numb, the foot's getting painful. They say, I can't walk anymore. You get an X-ray and they have a broken bone. And it's because that person wasn't used to maybe wearing or protecting their foot or doing that type of repetitive motion all day. Whereas maybe the last person who did it, that same job, had done it for 10 years. Their foot was used to it. They were maybe a different body habitus where it didn't bother their foot. But so what's interesting is you have to figure out that something unique or changed in their job description to account for this injury and that it wasn't pre-existing. So, for instance, people come in and you take an X-ray and they've got 6 healed fractures. And they say, oh, this happened at my job. And you're like, well, what about these other 6? Well, I might have broken my foot a whole bunch of times because I have osteoporosis. And you're like, well, that's really not a work injury then.
Right, exactly.
That's something that you had predisposed already. So you have to kind of be able to figure out, when did this happen? Does this story make sense? And then you have to make a recommendation to an employer that, hey, this is a work injury.
And it makes such a big difference because it's whether it's workers' comp or not workers' comp.
Yep.
Yes.
Is it paid for by the company or is it paid for individually? It's such a big deal.
It's a whole different system. And there's a lot of paperwork involved, and I have to be able to not testify, but I have to be able to, with a legal opinion and my best opinion, say what I think the situation is. So that's the lecture I'm giving today, later this morning. So it worked out to stop by and say hi to you guys. And
I'm glad you did.
Yes.
You also, the key is getting people back feeling as good as they possibly can and as quick as they possibly can. And
so diagnosing it, figuring out, know how to make the diagnosis quickly, and then whether it's a surgery or changing job descriptions, getting people back in, getting people back to work. That's the goal.
I was just gonna say that's the most important thing, is getting people back to work. And also, are you involved if there's a lawsuit? So sometimes if people are hurt, like in a worker's injury type thing, it can carry on into a lawsuit. Do you have to testify if it is?
It doesn't usually get to that because usually if somebody is injured, they might hire their own attorney to help
Okay.
support them. And there's nothing wrong with that. And their attorney will want to maybe get a second opinion or do other things. And then the work has their own attorneys. Okay. So what's interesting is sometimes I'll get a referral and both attorneys agreed they want me to look at it, maybe because they each already had their own doctor look.
Yeah.
And so I become the deciding factor, or
Okay.
the attorneys. Usually they work well with each other. Okay. I mean, the attorney's trying to look out for the worker, and the corporate attorney's trying to look out for their company. So we usually try to stay neutral.
I was
That's what
thinking
would put.
you'd have to be right in the
The
middle of
doctor
that.
wants to stay neutral. You would hope the doctors do stay neutral. Sometimes a doc might think that if I support the company, maybe I'll get more referrals, or you'd hope people don't do that. So I try to stay neutral. I try to actually not even look who asked me to see this person. It just might say, this is a work injury. There is some legal question mark. And I go, you look, I know you've probably seen some other docs. I don't know who sent you to me. I actually don't want to know. I want to just figure out what's going on here. And I figure if I stay in the middle like that, that's the best for the injured person and for the companies.
Absolutely.
You sent us some video, and as we have you on more, we'll get better video and more video of all kinds of things. Did you know you shot a video yesterday, or did that come from your team?
Oh, I did not know I shot a video. Was this
This was video of a patient. You don't see the patient, but you see him walking post-surgery.
Yes. Okay.
So that you can explain what people can expect when they come into your office and to give people examples.
Yeah. So people will ask me.
So we can show this video that was sent to me.
Yes,
right?
it does, as long as it doesn't show someone's face.
No, it does not show anybody's face. This is a gentleman, as we will show you right now, walking after surgery. And I don't know if we hear you speaking.
3 months after a right bucket handle meniscus repair. Come on, walk toward me. Okay, stop there. And you hold the table and bend that knee, lift it up and move it back and forth. Lift it up. How's it feel?
Feels good.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, we heard like a meniscus repair, I thought.
Oh, that's actually, okay, that's a meniscus repair. So meniscus repair, usually when people tear a meniscus in the knee, you remove the torn piece. Occasionally you repair it. So you don't want to lose your shock absorber in your knee. So when do you repair it? You repair it when there's enough blood supply. It's a big piece. Where the tear is, and is the piece that's torn is still in good condition.
Mm-hmm.
So I occasionally take videos like this of the things we don't do every week. Okay. So most of the time you clean off torn meniscus. Somebody does great like that, who's walking around, a month after surgery or whatever that probably was, 3 or 4 weeks or a month. And I like to take a little video of just showing the extremity. And I usually take a shot of the chart separately so that I could document for my records who that was. And then if people ask me, hey, how do your knee meniscus repairs do? I'm like, yeah, they look pretty good. And it always helps to show an actual video so people can see what I'm talking about. And so I do the same for ankle replacements, some knee replacements, joint replacements in the first MTP joint, which is with the big toe. I replace those joints. And so when people can see that, hey, their stiff, painful joint, look at that person. It's moving great. And they're not in any pain. They're walking without a limp. Then they can get an idea of what might be coming for them in a couple months once I fix them up.
This talking with live with Dr. Mahesh Bagway. You can go to his website on our page at cancelthisshow.com under our partners page, or people can just go to what website right now?
drbagway.com.
drbagway.com. Let him know you heard about him on cancelthisshow.com. He has told you everything that he does in the past, but just again, remind everybody what kind of things you take care of.
Knees and ankles, sports injuries, things people have had since childhood, other surgeries other people have done and didn't go correctly. I'm happy to try to figure out why it's still bothering them. So basically anything in the knee and ankle and foot. So we do.
Well, and that's so important because somebody actually just called me the other day. So I'm glad. I didn't expect to see you today. So I'm glad that I do. And they asked me, they had a surgery on their knee. They felt that the surgeon that fixed their knee I don't really understand. I'm just relaying the messages, something about the pins being too long. And so it's very uncomfortable. And they said they've been to 2 other doctors that will not even look at it because the surgeon was done by someone else. But is that something that a person you would see?
Yeah, I would take a look at it and see if I could figure out what's going on. We had 2-3 years ago, a young man who had a rod put in his femur from an accident, and he kept having thigh pain. And he went to 2 or 3 orthopods who basically said, yeah, it might help to take out this rod, but they didn't want to do it because it's not easy to take it out. And so I met him and I said, hey, as long as you realize it's going to be hard to get this out, you're walking around, you feel good. And he says, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I took it out. Thigh pain's gone. Happy as can be.
Really?
Because some docs are afraid to try things and with the knowing that it may not work. Okay. But as long as somebody understands, hey, this may not work. Here's the percentages in my head, 50%, 50-50, that this might help you. It's up to you if you really want to do it. Just don't be upset if it doesn't. But, somebody else did the surgery. I'm trying to fix the situation. A lot of people say, hey, that's great. At least you gave me a choice.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because so many other doctors will not see this person and they're in pain and they're like, they think it's a screw that's too long and something's going on. So I'm glad that they have somewhere to turn.
Dr. Bagger, we've got a question from the chat line. Have you ever heard of grounding to the earth, and does it actually help with the recovering process? Have you ever heard? I've never
don't know what that is.
I have never.
It's like a barefoot thing, like walking in the grass and getting energy from the earth.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
There's some studies on it and stuff that it has helped with healing processes.
People
like post-surgery or
post-surgery, even in life in general, but yeah.
So I will tell you this. Sometimes these things get the term or a fad, but I will agree. So one thing that is not good for you is people who aren't used to exercise is all of a sudden doing treadmill for a long time because the repetitive exact same motion on a machine does start irritating and bothering tendons, ligaments. Whereas when you walk outside on grass or on uneven surfaces, your foot has to rebalance and mobilize, and you're hitting all different tendons, all different parts of the joint. It's actually much better.
That makes sense.
People will come in saying they have pain. I go, well, what's going on? I just started walking on the treadmill last couple of weeks ago. I said, don't do the treadmill, walk your neighborhood, walk around the park. That's probably your problem, especially incline treadmill, because you're doing an exact repetitive motion over and over again. So if you have one little spot of arthritis, you can't get away from it. Whereas if you walk outside, the varying contours of the ground, you're not hitting all these different surfaces.
That makes sense.
I don't know if that's what it is. So maybe walking barefoot outside, yes, it's better for mobility of your joints. You're using more muscles. And that alone could be helping people's recovery walking outside. And and that translates up to the knee. But whether it's energy from the earth, I don't know about that.
What about walking or running on pavement as opposed to a treadmill? Have you seen any studies or how patients you've had have dealt with that?
Well, pavement isn't great, but at least when you're outside, you're going to have some varying inclines and tilts and rotations, whereas a treadmill is just the straight, exact same motion. Now, if people have been doing treadmill for years and their body's used to it, I'm not telling them to stop. I'm saying people who aren't used to it, who aren't accustomed to using a treadmill. But, if you're talking just flat concrete, that's not that much different than a treadmill. Now, if you're talking about concrete in a neighborhood where it has ups and downs and curves and tilts, that's probably better than just a regular treadmill.
Yeah, that our feet were made to walk on different terrains like that.
Yes.
Before we leave you, or go ahead, what were you going to say?
I would say, those uneven surfaces we'll start using other joints. Your subtalar joint is where your heel swivels side to side. And when you walk on uneven surfaces, you use that joint a lot more along with your ankle, which is the one that bends up and down. So you start using all these other joints in your foot and ankle and keeping them healthy if you work on uneven surfaces.
That makes so much sense. I never even occurred to me.
Do you have any funny, interesting training stories going through in your business?
Yes. So,
I mean, anything you can share. I always was curious, especially with docs going through these things.
So I wouldn't say it's like people who have these old war memories. They're just, it's a long time ago, but I trained in Chicago. And when you rotated to different hospitals, we ended up at all the trauma centers in Chicago. So you'd be at Cook County, Lutheran General, Christ Hospital. So we had all the major trauma centers. And is it like the TV show? So the TV show ER was kind of loosely based on the emergency room I was at University of Illinois. And it is kind of like that. There is these crazy scenes where a casualty comes in or a shooting, but it's spread out over a year. Whereas the TV shows make it one night. So,
Right.
Yes, I've walked.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've walked into the room and somebody's sitting there with a piece of rebar through their hand, and they're just sitting there talking to you, and it's a big metal pole going all the way through.
I can't even imagine.
And you're just like, how did that happen? Well, I was working and this thing snapped, and I looked down and this pole was through my arm. And you're like, oh, we're gonna have to get that out. So, and things like that, or covering trauma, and you get a phone call, there's a gunshot to the chest, and this is the things you hear about as a resident but actually happened. This was at I Actually, I probably shouldn't identify which hospital.
Was this before you decided to be an orthopedic?
No, this is part of
It's part
this
of
is part of orthopedic training. So you do general surgery, some trauma surgery, and at the end of your residency, you focus on just on orthopedics. So you get a phone call, there's a gunshot, and this person had been shot through the chest, and the chief resident was there, and basically the person is dead at that moment. Like literally their heart just stopped, they lost their blood pressure, they stopped breathing, and the ER is basically saying, well, there's nothing more we can do, and there's no way to get them up to surgery. So they basically what's called open the chest in the emergency room. They basically spray the chest with the cleaning solution. The surgeons quickly wash off, put gloves on, and they have a saw to crack the chest open there in the emergency room. And I'm looking at the heart pumping, still trying to pump, even though he's officially dead. And you see the hole in it where the bullet went through.
Oh my gosh.
And chief resident has me start pumping the heart with your hand. She had just taken your hand, you're trying to squeeze it while he's sewing the hole up because the blood's just pouring out. And it's a last ditch effort because this person is, there's nothing left to try.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a strange thing as you're holding someone's heart and it pretty much starts slowing down and turns off. It's a very strange
I guess
thing.
you haven't forgotten that.
Yeah, no, I haven't forgotten.
That's a little bit different than a knee or an ankle.
It's not traumatic, but these things did happen. They were spread out over years though.
I think that's amazing though, because it goes to show how far a hospital is willing to go to try to save someone's life.
Yeah.
Because they could have easily said, well, that's it. They're done. But instead they took those extra measures to try to save the person's life.
And that's the idea of having the surgeons, the trauma. This is on a trauma service where, and most major trauma centers, it's interesting. People say, oh, a hospital might not have a good reputation, but trauma centers, those places are run very smooth. If you're in a car accident or have something big happen to you, go into a trauma center where they can do things quickly. They can check your labs. They can have an assessment by trauma team. They can have a cardiac surgeon in-house. You want to be at one of these hospitals where a lot of things happen if something bad happens.
And that would be Barnes here in St. Louis, correct?
Barnes, SLU, Big Mercy, the three trauma centers here. Going to a small emergency room, basically they're just going to stabilize you and send you to one of the other ERs.
But you know what? There's one thing too, the way and not to get off subject before you get out of here, there's one thing. When I went to you with my daughter, you spent time with us. You had time. I feel as if, because it almost seems as if, and this is my opinion, that managed healthcare now, it's almost like you've got to get so many people in and out. But the thing that I felt was different with you, and I don't know if it is still, is that you were able to give more than 4 or 5 minutes and not bouncing from room to room to room. Is that what you're seeing though? Because it's almost as if you guys have to answer to hospital systems.
Yes.
And I could be wrong. I could be.
No, your point is so good because I have heart issues. It's a long story. And it's so frustrating when you go to some doctors and they don't listen to you.
But that's not the
and they're rushing
experience I had
through.
with you.
But everyone tells me you're the exact opposite of that.
So I worked in a different system before my current job where I had an administration, people telling you how you should do stuff, how busy you should be. And after years, I realized I wasn't comfortable with that. At least that if there's a way to do it differently, so I make my own schedule, so I'm not squeezing in all those, just so many people in a small time frame. So I didn't have time to talk to one person who wanted to have more of a discussion or talk about some of their previous problems, so I could get a better picture of what's going on. So I decided to change the way I did the practice and make it a little bit more boutique style, where I don't cram my schedules, so that people could give me a call. Like you could say, hey, can I come stop by your office? Sure, come on in. We'll make 20, 30 minutes in the afternoon. We could make a time for it.
I
wanted to do that. And it worked, and it made me much happier. And I think it made the patients happier. And I don't ever look at people's things they write online, but I guess people tell me there's nice stuff now about how much time we spent and try to figure out what's going on with people. So I try to change the way I do it. Now, it's hard. There's a lot of good docs out there who are in a system and they don't really have the power to change the way that it's run, or not equipped to. So that's the nice thing about being a private practice.
And I think some don't. I think some just don't care. You know, I've been through the round of cardiologists. Thank God I have 2 now that are fantastic and take time and are good people. But before that, I saw so many where it's like you felt like they didn't even talk to you, listen to you. They're on their laptop doing whatever. And I've heard so many great things from the people who have come to your office,
Oh, well,
including some of our listeners who have since made appointments.
Yeah, there
thanks,
you
guys.
go. And just remember, try to tell them so they get an idea. So all the time and money that he spends here is worth his while. CancelThisShow.com if you're making those appointments, because we do see that you guys are doing those appointments.
I just heard from someone last week that had. Yep.
Dr. Beck, anything you want to leave us with today?
I'm sure it's been said already, but doesn't somebody have a birthday? Did that
I just
come
had
up?
it. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Did I miss the singing and all that? Was
Yeah,
that already?
well,
You can sing now if
yesterday?
you want.
Mahesh, I was drinking, ironically, a Bud Light at 8 a.m. Friday morning here on the show.
Oh, okay. So they got you.
And I may have seen you late Friday night. I'm trying to remember.
Soccer
right now.
game? Yeah, I was. I'm trying to remember.
The soccer game was Saturday night.
Oh, after dinner. Okay, I did run into you. Well,
I was like,
the city's not all that big.
yeah, no, it's not. It's not. Once again, drbagway.com, drbagway.com. You're not going to find a better orthopedic surgeon. He'll take care of you. drbagway.com. Make the appointments and let him know that you heard about it from cancelthisshow.com. We appreciate you taking some time today, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Anytime, and let me know about your friend. I'm happy to take a look.
I will definitely do that. I will send him your way.
Okay.
That's
Hey,
the
guys.
long screw issue.
Have a great
Yes.
See you, Doc. Once again, this is cancelthisshow.com. We appreciate Dr. Bagway dropping in every now and then. Good luck with your speech today. Doctors, they're not just in surgery. They're not just in hospital rooms, but they're also out giving conferences as well.
That's right.
I'm Vic Faust with Tap of the Hassle. Eric Johnson here. Scotty Gherkin running the boards. And of course, we've got Lizzie Sparks taking care of all of the comments online. Busy day around today. There's a hearing in the St. Louis area for Kim Gardner, the Attorney General, trying to have her removed from office. We'll see where that goes. That hearing is supposed to take place at 1:30 today, just to see if it's still, she's trying to have the case dismissed. I'm told there's no way in hell it's going to be dismissed. So we talk about that a lot. We can get into that if you want to. You guys let us know. Last night, it was billed as a massive interview with Elon Musk
Yes.
and Tucker Carlson. I watched it. You know what?
It wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was expecting more, but a lot of times it's your guest. Tucker Carlson's good. We know
Yes,
Tucker
of course
Carlson's
he
good.
is.
But I wasn't overwhelmed. Now, the thing that came out of it last night was the fact that Elon verified all of your information on Twitter was not only being given to American government agencies, but foreign government agencies as well. What the frick? And Eric, thanks for giving up your spot for Dr. Bagway for a second.
Eric's like, I wasn't even here. It doesn't matter.
But we're
He
glad
just
that you're
walked in the door.
Only nice things will you say about me today.
That is a nice thing.
Did I just sound like Yoda?
That was a nice
Only
thing.
nice things you will say.
nice
was
things
actually
you
gonna
will say
offer-
about me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was going to offer you, had you been here, to share my microphone.
I would never have done that.
We could have double teamed
I
Dr.
would
Bagway on the
Anyway.
microphone.
That's a very Napoli thing to
Oh,
say.
I'm talking about microphone. It's a family show.
Hey, Scotty, when you get a chance, can we pop Eric back up? Dr. Bagway's giving him some good information right now in regards to the surgery. Hey, you just came in. Did you hear about Scotty's great night last night?
Yeah, I did.
How about that?
Yeah, that's he's manifesting, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, we were learning some really cool stuff.
It is cool,
Look at
isn't it?
that. Look at that.
It'll be 2 hours later and you'll still be talking
Oh,
with
he's
Doc.
great.
That's all right.
I love it.
That's how this works around here. It's okay.
Elon says all of our information was being given out. And then he also said he laughed. We actually saw Elon laugh when asked if Facebook was fair.
I bet he did laugh.
Come on, guys.
He laughed. He
laughing.
literally laughed. Not us saying it. Elon's like, yeah.
I feel
they're
like
laughing.
Elon is toying with the world, like a cat
is.
and a fur ball. You ever, you know,
He is.
you have,
He
you know what I'm
is.
talking about?
Because he's
just
so
kind
far ahead of
What
us.
a great analogy.
He's just kind of pushing the world around like, I'm not actually from this planet. You guys are a bunch of idiots. And he's going through there's a smart Elon behind the closed doors Elon. Then there's the Elon that does the forward tweets, you know, that you get to laugh at. And then you got the liberal media who is just so pissed off at this guy. And Elon doesn't care. Last night you could just see it in his face. He does not give a damn.
And he probably knows what's coming. If Web3 unfolds the way that we're told it's going to,
He did not
unfold-
talk about Web3.
No, I'm sure he didn't. But
I
if
don't even
he
know what that is.
But if he knows, if he believes Web3 is going to unfold the way it's supposed to, there won't be a Facebook anymore.
I'm not
There
too.
won't be a Twitter
Am
anymore.
I the only one in this room that feels? And I hear the how tense everybody is. Am I the only one in this room that feels like this is another Y2K moment upon us? that we don't know.
Are you talking about Web3?
Web3, AI, all the above. Do you feel
I
like
don't feel that way, no.
You don't feel that way?
No, not with AI. I don't know enough about Web3 yet, but AI, no doubt about it. This is legit. It's already here. It's already affecting life.
These are information services, right? Correct. You do, if you can get a hold on the biases of web, whatever you want to call it, if you can get a hold of the biases and even vilify people who put biases in the web, it's just information. It's the same thing when the Gutenberg Bible was printed.
Of course, that's what I've been trying to tell you guys.
It's the same difference as when
just information.
The printing press back in the whatever 1400s or whatever it was. It's the same. It's just information. As long as AI cannot get into a robot and build a legion of robots,
well,
I don't feel. I'm kind of like, you know what? Turn the thing off then.
AI doesn't need a robot because it's going to be the brain of everything that operates.
And I sound naive. I get it. I do sound naive.
You don't sound naive at all. But here's the thing, Eric, even though people input the information, which is absolutely true, and that's why it has bias right now, because it's all liberals inputting the information, even though I absolutely do believe that AI will rewrite history and will lie to us about what events are going on, because it's going to be run by the government. Because trust me, the government will be running AI. There's no way around it. But we also have to remember, if AI is truly learning on its own and it's really thinking for itself,
there's your problem.
And maybe it might come up with some, who knows what could happen. What if it turns against liberals? What if it turns against the government? These things could legitimately happen.
Well, last night Elon said that he's going to create truth AI or whatever it is.
Yes.
Right? And he's like, I'm going to program it. This is what I got from it anyway. I'm going to program it, or it will be programmed, or it will be learned about the universe and not about what's happening in our own little political backyard. And he feels, if you guys watched him, I apologize, but he feels that if he can get the AI to learn about the universe, the bigness, the vastness of the universe, then he'll look at like humans. It's like, oh, this is a good. It's so small that why would I ever go to harm human beings if it's just this little teeny piece of this bigger cosmic picture, right? So it's not about training AI to be unbiased. It's about training AI that our stupid little biases are so insignificant. Why aren't you guys looking at this stuff out here? And then also trying to learn and teach, because you don't program AI. It learns on its own.
Well,
That's
you
kind
do.
of
You
thing.
originally programmed.
Correct.
It's programmed in the beginning, and they didn't expect it necessarily to learn on its own, because it surprises the guy that was just gave the interview the other day. I can't recall his name, from Google. It scared him because he did an interview and he said, "Well, we never expected it to do this. Never did we."
I didn't
expect
understand
it.
that. What was that all about?
Well, he left. He and some other technical folks left the room. They went and did some things, and they came back. Well, when they came back, the various AI personalities were playing soccer. They learned how to play soccer on their own, and they were playing soccer. And he's like, "Well, that's crazy, because we never taught them how to play soccer, but yet they learned how to play soccer." And then they started learning to do all of these other things, and they started learning to basically think on their own and come up with their own answers for things. But what he said, what was scary about it, is that they have a very active imagination that's not always based in reality. So he was giving it some information and asking it various questions, his AI, and it lied to him. And he said it had the ability to lie. And it created movies and books that never existed. It was giving him examples of books that he could read about whatever his problem was. And he looked it up, and the books don't even exist.
If Elon is worried, we should be worried.
Right. Yeah.
And I think he's saying it with good reason.
Right.
I think so too.
It's information though. And I feel like as long as it can't get into the public domain, there's nothing to worry about.
But I'm more worried about what he said regarding our information on Twitter being shared with government agencies across seas. Twitter was doing this. And why? I don't know. Maybe they were paying for our data. There's a lot of money in data. I've learned that. I have a friend that's in data, and he has made a killing getting people's information.
It wasn't that. I think they were spying.
And then that was
it's like
the spying aspect as well.
Yeah.
That concerns me even more. And then, of course, following up, Elon said, "Oh, yeah, Facebook is fair." Now, I don't know if that's a shot at Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, of
It
course
is.
it is. Of course it is.
Um,
He knows face. There's nothing. I got a warning last night. I can't even remember what I posted. It was like, oh, I know what it was. I said Americans are fickle, and I got jailed for it. I mean, what is wrong with Americans?
You did not get jailed again.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that stuff
Only
falls
for
back.
like an hour. It was
Okay.
only they're giving hour jail times now.
They follow you around to all your other outlets.
They do. They have me so shadow banned. It's insane.
Well, anyway, Americans are fickle.
I said Americans.
Yeah, but you've got
are
a history,
fickle. Look,
so they've got you on the naughty list already.
Americans are fickle. That's what I wrote.
Oh wow!
And they grounded me for saying Americans are fickle.
So that gets back to what Elon was talking about last night with that whole situation. Hey, how about some better news when it comes to speaking out, anti-woke? By the way, very interesting because she had her quote cancel this comedy tour. Roseanne Barr has now parlayed that into a 3-year, $40 million deal to host a show that's going to be quote anti-woke.
On what channel?
Fox.
The Fox Entertainment or
It
Fox
just said
News?
Fox, and I'm trying to find that out right now. I also think, number one, because of her comedy tour. Number two, the success of Gutfeld late at night with Fox National.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. I got to figure this out because placement is really important.
Placement is very important.
Is this Fox Net the app one or Fox Nation, which is you have to a subscription base? I mean, is this after The Simpsons on a football night kind of Fox?
They might.
No, I thought it was something to go against The View, is what the title that I
crap.
saw. So like,
what?
It is supposed to go against
it's
the
like
supposed to go
midday
against
on
The
Fox National, not Fox News, is what
Wow. This
I'll
is
see
the
if I
best
can
news
find
of the
it.
day. This is the best.
Yeah, but she took our name, so that kind of edges us.
They can
out.
have it. She can have
I
it.
don't think. No, I don't think it's going to be canceled this during the day.
Now she's going to be suing us, saying we're copying her.
No, we got
name.
some. No, we got rights. We're protected to some degree. Trust. I went and checked after that. It's like, hey, did she take your guy's name? And I was like,
Well, yes.
let me go.
I'll
see
let
it.
her have it.
did.
She can have the damn
Let's
thing.
send her a letter.
Yeah, we're guppies in a big pond.
Yeah.
She's a whale in a big pond.
And we're just trying to trying to nip at the tails of the big guppy to become
exactly.
one.
She can have it. I mean, I'm all for what's best for the country at this point. The Joey Behars and the Whoopi Goldbergs are over. If this is real, when does it start? Anybody have any idea?
I do not know.
Because
I'm not seeing any info on it. It's just talking about her cancel this stand up right now. I can't find anything about the contract.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that as well. I was looking through it. I found it. I thought it was very interesting that we have that coming through.
Imagine because Roseanne Barr was the original 10 million sit down in your living room at night kind of sitcoms back in the 80s.
So she got canned for being politically incorrect.
Well, she got by her liberal cohorts on that show, and she was like, "What the hell? This is
everyone but John Goodman."
Yeah. Well, I even know who knows what happened there, but this is basically, I got to know. I don't even want to comment until I know more about this, but this is basically people will tune in droves. I think people go to like the Drew Barrymore shows, kind of like, whatever. It's kind of boring vanilla. They go to the View as their political news.
That's what's wrong with the world.
Soccer moms.
If this goes up, Eric, against the View, it will be a ratings hit.
Oh my God!
It will.
Again.
Yes.
And it's exactly
my God,
when you talk about your soccer mom issues, I think this is
soccer moms don't want the View. Soccer moms are smart.
You just said soccer moms were watching.
It's all they
View.
got. If you got a glass
Eric,
of crappy Chardonnay on the table, they'll drink it. They would rather have good Chardonnay.
Let me tell you something right now. A person who is not liberal is not watching the View.
If you have box Chardonnay here, a soccer mom will drink it.
Bag of wine.
Yeah, a bag of wine. What soccer moms want?
Soccer moms. Well, your idea of soccer moms
want
is
San Michelle.
Different than mine, but people who are not liberal are not watching The View. I can't even stand to watch it. It makes me sick. I just want to punch them in the face.
The article from which I'm reading talks about the new show being clever, and her first guest is going to be, I guess there's no surprise here, Jon Voight, who was super successful in Hollywood and started to make known his conservative values, and then of course started to get canceled in Hollywood, and super talented guy, and he's not afraid to talk. So that allegedly will be the first guest as part of this new show.
This is fantastic news.
It is,
because remember we were talking a long time ago. We're like, it's not going to be us that changes the culture. It's not.
Well,
it's going to be people who are in the game or younger American influencers. That's who's going to change the world.
Well, allegedly, she's going to have a panel too.
This is great.
I know. We got to get you.
I'm applying.
We got to get you on the show.
I'm applying.
Well, no, we're already losing Scotty too.
Huh?
We're starting brand new.
Yeah.
We got to do it in increments.
Yeah, Gherkin's got the AOR side. I'm going to go take on the.
You would be too liberal.
Tabitha, bite your tongue or something else, whatever.
Roseanne's quote regarding the new show. Here's the thing: they're not going to be all women. She's got. She's like, unlike Whoopi Goldberg, I'm not sexist.
Woo!
What a
She's already coming out of the gate swinging. Damn.
And she also said, yeah, we're patriots. And she laughed it up pretty hard. Talk using that word. She's like, we hope to rank right up there with Ben Stein. God bless America.
I think they should have Ted Nugent as the house band.
Eric, I don't think anybody under 50.
Oh, you better shut up right now.
I'm sorry. Eric, I'm sorry.
Let's take a vote.
I know who he is from his guns, but I don't have the faintest clue what he sings. Isn't he a singer?
I'm sorry for these
point
guys.
taken.
I literally cat scratch fever, stranglehold. Back to the show.
Anyway, that show. Well, no, I don't see a time for it yet, but we'll continue to bring that out there and make sure that people understand what's going on from that standpoint.
I'm embarrassed for both of you guys. Seriously.
Anthony said, did Vic just say no one under 50 knows who Ted Nugent is? Wow. Let me remind you what I was talking about from a national standpoint. 50 and under for a national show like that. Yeah. If Ted Nugent in a band, I guarantee it's not going to resonate. I'm just sorry. It's not. Maybe in St. Charles, not nationally. It's just not.
I just think Ted Nugent should be the house band.
And I like Ted Nugent.
Just he should be the house band.
He's a good
people know him more for his guns now under 50.
Yes.
They just do.
Okay.
He's more known as an NRA member than anything else, which I love about him.
And a damn good one at that.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got a couple videos to show you about as well. Once again, coming up here, you will not want to miss this at 9:00. We're going to be talking with Patrick Ouellette. He's an author. He's a speaker, a podcaster, based out of the New York area. He has 20 years on Wall Street. He's become an expert with the Russia-Ukraine situation. His first question was like, do you back this or not? And I said, no, I don't back it. He's like, okay, we can talk.
Good.
He's like, because people are so close-minded and what
Yes,
national media has done is Tasha and Tabitha has talked about for so long regarding this whole situation. And then wouldn't call himself an expert, but being from the New York area and studying the Trump family and the Trump situation, where they are.
All the insider information from New York.
But the interesting thing he really started to blow my mind with was the financial industry. And what's happening once again.
Because he works on Wall Street, correct?
Well, he not anymore.
Okay, he used to.
Yeah.
But he would still get the understanding.
He does.
Far more than I would.
And that's what his podcasting is all about. He was turned on to our show by a mutual friend, and he loves what we do.
Excellent.
And the mutual friend says, you got to have him. He's like, I'd love to be on your show. So he's made that happen for us today. That's coming up at 9:00. So that's some of the subject matter that we will be talking about.
Somebody I can talk to about Ukraine. I love it.
Oh my God. But we're starting with finances because we've been looking for some people to talk to us about what's actually happening with our banks, with our money, with the crypto system. What's happening in Russia. We'll get into all of that as well. We just talked about coming up today at 1:30, the hearing with Kim Gardner, the St. Louis Circuit Attorney. And here's another thing. After yesterday, where we spent time, and we don't want to talk about this woman every day, but yesterday, a judge held her in contempt because there's a murder case and nobody showed up.
No one showed the hell up.
Nobody showed up.
There you go, Drew Collins.
This happened.
And it's not the first time. It's just the first time they're finally doing something about it.
Held her in contempt on the day the attorney, the assistant circuit attorney who's supposed to be there, was on sick leave.
Happens all the time.
Crickets.
Happens
Murder
all
case.
the time. All the time.
See you later. Release. But the judge could have just disbanded, but the judge was so sick of it, made it a point to call her out. How she is not resigned yet, I have no idea. The fact that there's a hearing today to see if this is going to be continued, I'm told, yes, this is going to be continued. She was trying to, quote, have it dismissed. That's not going to happen.
And this is why they're being released.
Have the contempt charge dismissed?
No,
or
no,
have
I'm sorry.
the case dismissed?
The case brought the quo warranto brought by the Attorney General in the state of Missouri.
Oh,
she
my
wants
God.
that case.
Not a chance at this point.
They're continuing
She's
the
in
murder
contempt of
case.
court. She has a cheerleader from Tennessee lose her legs because of something that she is screwed. If I was her, I don't know what I would do. Would I resign because everybody was against me, or would I wait to be kicked out so I could be martyred?
Well, it's going to be a national story again today, which is why we just wanted to give that headline.
It's a very important story, very important from so many angles. And this has happened so many times in the city of St. Louis with Kim Gardner, people in her office not showing up to very important trials like homicide trials. Well, then guess what? Like I said the other day, if you have the right under our Constitution to a speedy trial. And what if this is an innocent person being charged with murder and they've been sitting in jail all this time waiting for their trial dates when they can finally be released because they're not guilty? And then guess what? She doesn't show up.
Yeah, so that's a major thing that's going on in St. Louis when we talk about the crime. Scotty, can you show some of the video from Chicago? We got 2 videos. We were going to get into it yesterday. We didn't promote it because we were so damn slammed on our 100-day episode. You've heard about what happened over the weekend, the teen riots in Chicago, the new mayor saying, well, I condemn it, but you know what? These kids need somewhere to go. Let's not condemn them. And then we start to see the video of them jumping and smashing cars like crazed animals from the street. And then we see, and this is the crazed animal video from the street, these younger teens from Chicago just attacking cars, attacking people. And then you have the mayor of the city go, well, we can't condemn the kids. It just goes to show again why Chicago is going where they are, and that's down the drain. And as you see the video running, just another day in Chicago. It's just sad. The next video after this one ends that Scott will play will show you what happened to a woman. I mean, this stuff was just...
And there's more to these videos I'll explain later. The people that they're not showing, that some people don't even know that happened.
Two teens were shot the other night, but they didn't talk. Nobody arrested. Yeah, just let them go. Police nowhere to be seen.
The man in this vehicle right here, they dragged him out of this vehicle and they beat him nearly to death. He's in the hospital right now.
But what did that man do?
Drove. He was just driving. He didn't do anything. He was just driving.
Where's Drew
His
Collins?
girlfriend or wife, whoever's in the car with him, is fine.
Where's Drew
But
Collins?
they nearly beat this guy. He is in the hospital right now.
Like wild
Drew.
animals just running around. And then check out the next video.
Is this Chicago? Is this Los Angeles or is that still Chicago?
No, Chicago. Oh, no, it was Chicago. We have another video. I think I sent another video of a woman
being stoned.
Being beaten right next to a store, and she's just standing.
They stoned her. And I don't know if that's on the video or not, but they stoned her as well.
I don't think that any of us need to talk at this point. I would like to hear from our resident liberal, Drew Collins, and see what he says.
We don't need to give
no, I absolutely I do. Because I don't because we're the choir. It's like we're singing kumbaya to each other. Of course we see these as animals. Of course we see these as people who need to be incarcerated. The only person I see that makes a difference. I wish there were 100 Drew Collins.
And look at this video, Eric, as you're talking.
I wish there were 100 Drew Collinses on this show that could
see that
explain
woman.
this to
You
us.
can barely see her. And there's a woman. She's a white woman right there in the middle.
By herself, completely alone, attacked. Okay. And then they started throwing rocks and stoning
And I'm only
her.
saying white just to give you a describer so you can try to find her in the midst of the big group of people. There you go. If we can show that again. I mean, this is the kind of crap that Chicago is all about now.
Well, LA too. You know what's amazing to me is these people have no problem sticking cell phone cameras in other people's faces. It's like they have no retribution. They know that they can put this on Instagram and get 1,000 views and that their friends will not get arrested. I mean, it is literally blatant, like we own the city pretty much. But it's funny to me that I would love to have a liberal come on this show and go, I love this. This is great. Society needs this kind of upheaval, and then give us reasons.
I'm
telling you right
We're
now,
working on a guest for Thursday.
I'm telling you right now.
This.
Well, I'm going to read a statement to you right now, Eric. Here's
Here we
your
go.
statement.
All right.
We don't even need a guest. This is from Robert Peters. He is some type of, I don't know, senator or something along
Okay.
those
Do we know
lines
from where?
in Illinois. I believe he's from Illinois. He says, again, his name is Robert Peters.
Yes.
This was a Twitter post
All right.
he posted. He said, since I'm a glutton for punishment, and I'm sure I'm going to get the most unhinged crime weirdo replies, but I would look at the behavior of young people as a political act and statement. It's a mass protest against poverty and segregation.
This is the new excuse. Don't take care of your kids. Don't treat them with discipline. Don't teach them how to act, and then make excuses for them.
And can I read the statement from the new mayor? He says, in no way do I condone the destructive activity we saw in the Loop and Lakefront this weekend. It is unacceptable and has no place in our city. However, there's always a however or a but. It is not constructive to demonize youth who have otherwise been starved of opportunities in their own community.
I'll tell you what. Now, this is going to be controversial. Ready? What if they dox the mayor of Chicago and say, this is where the mayor of Chicago's mom lives, and here's some keys to the back door of her house. And I'll tell you what, she's never there around 7 o'clock at night, and she has $1 million of jewelry upstairs in her bedroom. I'll see you guys later. Let's see how the mayor of Chicago likes these criminals then. Do you think that he would like that? Do you think that would, because the mayor of Chicago has some money. He's not unwealthy. He's got cash. And these criminals basically are opportunistic. So there's nothing in any one of those statements that you said, Tabitha, are even close to accurate.
You're right.
So here's the thing. I always play these games and see how they kind of flush themselves out. If you are so concerned about these criminals having a good platform to be criminals on, here's the keys to your mom's house. Here's when your mom is usually gone. Here's where she's usually there. Here's when the dogs are locked up in the laundry room or whatever. There's $1 million worth of jewelry in her bedroom. Go get it. Do you think that he would have that same sentiment then?
No, but here's what he is saying, Eric. What he is saying. I'm going to tell you what he's saying.
We just blew right past that because we know what he's saying. This is a social exercise. This is a George Soros.
No, what he's saying that it's okay if you are impoverished, if you're in poverty, you have few opportunities in your area to go out and assault innocent white people. That's what he's saying.
Not you, but he's speaking out of two sides of his mouth.
No, he's literally saying it's okay to innocent white people.
Go smash.
Because that's exactly what happened.
You two are saying the same thing.
Go smash an $80,000 Tesla, destroy it. But if you come near my mom's house,
it's not smashing the car. That guy was nearly killed.
But if you come near my mom's house, we've got a problem. Was that what I'm hearing?
Yes, but you're missing the whole point. There were people that were shot. There was a 6-year-old boy shot during this mess.
The woman beat at the stores. We just saw
a woman was beaten and stoned.
And if these young kids are so impoverished, they've got cell phones.
Drew, if you did,
as somebody said, hair extension.
Yeah, who cares, Drew?
It's all a joke.
Drew commented on here. If you did things like this when you were young, why the hell are you not in jail, son? Seriously, Drew Collins.
These kids should.
Drew did not do anything like that.
Did you do stuff like this, Drew? Because if you did, you missed being incarcerated. Congratulations on your luck.
Not just St. Louis, where you have the mayor, and we know the situations. Not just Chicago, where we have this another joke mayor. 100% excuse maker, but that's what Chicago wants, and that's why that city is going to hell. And then you also had Los Angeles, which is another occurrence, video overnight showing people breaking into stores and just taking whatever they want. Police nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
What's the key factor in all three? They're all blue Democrat-run cities who wanted to defund police, who have this reimagining police situation. And now you're starting to see the video. And then instead of holding younger people and whoever else partake accountable, like our country used to, you have certain people making excuses to justify their behavior because that's how they've been raised with this entitlement. We're entitled to do this. We're entitled to do that. Give me this, give me that. and now you have some problems.
Well, apparently they're right because nothing happened. I think they made about maybe 6 arrests. 6 people were shot in total, one being a 6-year-old boy. This man in the car beaten severely, taken to the hospital. This woman literally stoned. They don't show that in this video. A police officer actually sent that to me, and she was stoned like you would do in the medieval times.
Tabitha is
How is that okay?
Tabitha is like the color commentator on Fox Football. It's like the play happens and she does the color for it, but we never get to the what do we need to do to either demonize these people?
There's nothing we can do.
There's nothing you can do.
Hundreds of police officers.
We just talked about Roseanne Barr having a new show. We just talked about there are things that can happen.
Well, we can talk, but we need action.
You just had a crime victim in New York on camera at this committee hearing yesterday who basically is a lightning rod for victims. And you have to basically spotlight the victims from this point
There's
forward.
no way to stop what was going on unless they rounded all these people up and arrested them.
And we're going to continue to follow this. We're going to take a quick break, let you take a look at our partners. Just stay with us. You will not want to miss Patrick Ouellette. He is getting ready to join us live to talk about our financial industry, spent 20 years on Wall Street, why we should not be anywhere near Ukraine with Russia, behind the scenes situation there, and some interesting tidbits about Donald Trump, the Trump family, and where we sit today with the upcoming election. You won't want to miss Patrick. He's an author, a speaker, a podcaster as well. We'll be back with more CancelTheShow.com right after this. I'm Vic Faust, Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, Scotty Gherkin, Lizzie Sparks on the chat line. Back with more in 2 minutes.
This is Dr. Mahesh Bhagway. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in St. Louis for over the last 20 years. I went to Washington University. I got my medical degree at St. Louis University. From local high school athletes, college athletes, weekend warriors, injured workers, and even Cardinal baseball players, I've treated them all. Our practice strives to personalize care with every new patient being seen by me. To find me, contact my staff at drbagwe.com. That's DRBAGWE.com. Hopefully you don't need me, but if you do, you can find me now.
White Glove Exotic Services is St. Louis's first concierge vehicle service center. Alex David's team is passionate, certified technicians. They have industry-leading tools and equipment. They do it all. They pick up and deliver your car, hands-free. Plus, they have elite detailing service, customized PPF wraps and tinting, and inspection and titling assistance. White Glove also specializes in logistics and storing options, vehicle listings, and consignment. White Glove Exotic Services. Check them out at cancelthisshow.com.
Marco, wait, what? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Sparks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixed the cars.
Carroll House has the largest selection of solid wood with the hottest new styles. Real furniture that's built to last, like our solid bedrooms, living rooms, and dining from Kincaid. Our volume enables us to save you a lot of money, especially during a solid wood sale. Plus, get free financing, fast free delivery, and free in-home design. So for solid wood, sweet styles, and solid service since 1964, shop over 3 football fields of furniture at Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Hey guys, welcome back to cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson alongside Scotty Gherkin and Lizzie Sparks. We appreciate everybody jumping in today. Of course, this is cancelthisshow.com. You can catch out all of our original content on our website, cancelthisshow.com. For those who are just joining us or new to the show, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. But you can catch us all the time live on our website as well, any time of the day, 24/7. And of course, you can check everything that we're doing. We had day 100 yesterday. Today is 101. You guys got us thinking about our next party. Of course, we'll be getting that going as well in the days to come as well. A lot of AI conversations have come out of last Friday's show. Had a little bit come up yesterday. Thank you again. By the way, there was a cool video. Maybe we'll get to it before the end of the day. Did you see the video that Eric made about you?
No.
Oh, there's a video. You saw it.
No, I didn't. Did he post it on the comment?
There's
line?
there's a video. I think that was you who made the video yesterday, right, Eric? There's a video of you, a campaign ad for
Oh, that's right.
for
I
president.
did not see this.
There's a campaign video of you for Joe Biden.
Hey, can you look that up, Scotty? It's on the
Oh my
it's
god.
on the Cancel This website.
We're getting ready to talk with Patrick Ouellette.
Did you see that? Did you find it? Go to Cancel This, the Facebook page, and see if you can see Tabitha Hassel's true colors. She actually endorses Joe Biden.
Oh my god.
I knew it was
How
real.
did I miss that?
Should I send this to Scott? Would that make it easier for you,
If you
Scott?
want to, but if it's right there, all he has to do is pull it up. I knew that Tabitha was a liar. She endorses Joe Biden for
I
president.
do. You have found out who I really am.
I knew she was a sheep. Wait a minute, sheep in wool's clothing, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, she's a sheep
Something
in
like
roach
that.
clothing is what she is. But, so here it is.
I can't believe you didn't know about this.
You didn't know about this, Tab?
It's
Well, of
on the
course.
actual
but
website or
I'm
the
laughing
Facebook?
It's
so
on the
hard.
Facebook
Okay.
feed. It's on the Facebook feed.
I don't see it.
Okay, well,
Here's the thing. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. Eric can kind of talk about what he was doing with this because it's fascinating.
I didn't. Well, you got to show it first because it's almost a test. It's a test. Yeah, go ahead and send that to him.
I'm giving it to Scott right now so that he'll have it. He's also trying to get our guests lined up as well.
Yeah,
So
I got you.
we're throwing a lot.
It's on Facebook's. There it is.
I
Well,
just
now
sent it to you, Scotty. You have it on the production email. So we'll show the video, then we'll go to our friend Patrick once Scotty finds it. Of course, he's got. Once again, this is why all the good things happen.
Yeah.
Well, the bad thing is my mouse is about to die.
Oh,
Why don't we get Patrick in?
Battery. We need a battery.
I got to plug it in.
We're going with what you want to do. Do we
Yeah,
go to
whatever
Patrick?
Scotty wants to do, it doesn't matter.
Hold on, I got it.
Okay.
The
and
first thing is that we know now that
and Patrick, we're coming right to you, buddy.
Tabitha is a. Wait a minute. Here it is. Oh damn.
Here we go.
I am not.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
That is Tabitha Hassel right
Do
there.
we hear her?
My eyes don't move.
We need to start this again, and we'll put the sound on this because Tabitha, I never thought I would see you in.
Joe Biden is a leader who will unite our country and take bold action to tackle the challenges we face. As president, he'll invest in education, healthcare, and job training to help working families thrive. Joe Biden will fight for justice and equality and work to heal the divides that have torn us apart. He'll take bold action to protect our planet and ensure a brighter future for our children and grandchildren. Join us in supporting Joe Biden for president. Together, we can build a better future for all Americans.
That is so creepy.
It's because my eyes don't move.
Holy
And my
crap!
That
twin
is
chest.
so creepy.
We'll show it again after we
Please
talk
don't.
with Patrick.
Please
Because
That is so creepy. I knew you were a closet Biden. You're just like
Democrat Tabitha
My
Hassel.
gosh.
some
You
of the-
did work on the Obama campaign, didn't you?
Yeah, right.
Some of the things that you've said on this show had made me wonder,
Oh,
but now it
that's
has all
hilarious.
come around.
Hey,
All right.
with that being said, we
I don't like
welcome
AI memes.
Patrick Ouellette into the show. You spent a couple decades on Wall Street. You're a podcaster. We've got Patty's podcast. You've also, for whatever reason, you're a glutton for punishment when it comes to studying Russia, Ukraine, becoming an expert there. We get it every day from Tabitha. And we'll dive into some Donald Trump as well. But we've been wanting to talk about the financial industry. And you have a lot of experience there. First of all, tell our viewers and listeners, Patrick, a little bit about what you're doing right now on a daily basis. And welcome into cancelthisshow.com for the first time. All right. Well, we'll get his sound working here in just a second. Patrick's got to turn his volume on right there. We'll get him set up here in a second. We didn't give him much time to take care of stuff. So he's going to find the volume to make sure that he's taking care of that as well. Now, the interesting thing is when I told Tabitha that we had Patrick coming on and that he would jump into some Russia,
excited.
Ukraine stuff, she's like, what?
I have somebody to talk to about Ukraine.
Yeah.
Other than Eric telling me I'm wrong.
Look.
And Vic's coming around.
Please, for the love of God, don't think that I'm telling you that you're wrong. I'm just saying, that some of the stories, we have to know context behind some of the stories. The context.
No, we can't hear you.
The context of someone like myself is these are, old Ukrainians in their lifelong houses that keep getting bombed by Russia. And
they're getting bombed by Russia because Ukraine is hiding in their homes and shooting at the Russians. So the Russians are shooting back. Okay. They're not making the first shot.
Well, there is this little thing called a sovereign border that they
a sovereign border. Yeah. You mean across the border to liberate their own people who are being massacred by the Ukrainians.
Mexicans would love to come across and liberate the Texans that they feel like are Mexicans.
Well, no, no, because they're doing better. It's a whole different story. There was a war going on in Ukraine for 8 years before Russia invaded. And they didn't invade, they liberated. It's
amazing that Americans can't get together on foreign policy. You would think that Americans would have a very tight idea what our foreign policy should be for this,
well, Americans
situation.
Do. And under Trump, we would have not had this situation taking place. Under Biden, we do. And he has rallied liberals and some conservatives too behind him through false allegations, through a war of propaganda. Mm-hmm. The war of propaganda, which is really what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, it's propaganda aimed at Americans so that we will support our own United States troops fighting alongside NATO troops. And it's getting ready to happen. I mean, we have 74,000 American troops stationed along the border of Russia, 74,000 troops waiting to join forces with NATO troops to fight in Ukraine. It is going to happen.
Why doesn't the Russian messaging get out more then?
Because our state-ran media blocks it. They're not allowed to talk. I mean, anything Russian media pro-Russia is not allowed to be heard on our local news stations or our national news stations.
You don't hear it anywhere. Nowhere.
True.
And we'll get into that in just a second. And by the way, people said that video that was made, whoever made it, did a really good job, Tabitha. Because
she made it. Tabitha made it in her house last night.
It was. I don't like the AI me. I wish I would have had
the AI. You was just like you.
My eyes didn't even move.
Yeah,
kind of like you.
Hey, my eyes always move.
It was all you, Tabitha. Once again, this is cancelthisshow.com. We'll get to Patrick in just a second. We saw him pop up.
I can't wait.
He was trying to make sure that she was smiling, though.
That's because Eric asked me to pose for a photo and smile. Little did I know what I was getting myself into.
No, but here's the thing about that. Okay, first of all, it was AI. Okay, we all know that. Here's the deal. So the AI was created with ChatGPT. I didn't write any of that copy. ChatGPT wrote that copy. So number two, her voice was cloned. To me, almost perfectly.
It sounded perfect.
Yeah,
to me, almost perfectly. I mean, I tried to listen to the nuances. And then number three, she's right. It was a picture of herself, which basically, that was the weak link in it all. It was a little bit robotic, but I think with the speed of this technology, within about, give it a year, give it 12 months, you will not be able to tell Tabitha from a cloned version.
Well, you already can't. Look at the deepfakes we play with Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. You already, for the most part, can't tell.
Yeah, but those are just lookalikes. Aren't they? Those are real people.
No, they're not.
Those are real people.
No, those aren't real people. No. Oh, no, those aren't
you told
real
us,
people.
Oh, I
no,
misunderstood.
It's a person. It's a body of somebody of similar stature, but their face does not look like that. That is a deep fake. It's not even.
So when you say deep fake, you mean computer generated?
Computer generated. So a person's body is moving that's of similar stature and size, but the face and everything, that's all deep fake.
Yeah.
Donna says she had a democratic expression. I thought I was going to say a demonic expression.
Yeah.
But I was going to say what that would be, but I'm not going to.
And everybody is like, oh my God, they're going to get rid of newscasters. Anchors will be gone within.
We don't need.
Do you
we
guys
don't need newscasters.
Do you
they
guys
don't need us.
do you guys understand that when it's probably not this Gen Z, but whatever comes after Gen Z, they will look at Vic and Mandy and Mike Bush and all these guys as a thing of the past, and they will look at their news. They will still want someone to give them the news.
I'm just telling you, it's going to be cheaper.
But we all laughed about it. Did you?
It's there.
Ha ha.
After it just hit me like none other seeing you create that video, and we're just
in 1 minute.
We're 1
just
minute barely sticking our finger into the pool right now.
We don't need newscasters.
Actors.
We don't need actresses. We don't. They're already when they create marketing videos. I mean, when the marketing companies are creating videos for different companies, they're not using real people sometimes.
No, that's not true.
It is.
I haven't seen any of that yet. Maybe you're right. I don't know. But
I can assure you, it is definitely happening. There's no reason to have real actors anymore when you can use AI generated people.
Yeah, but the thing about I always think to myself, well, what's the big deal about AI? Why don't you just have a voiceover or copyright? Here's the deal: the human brain is attracted to another human. So if they see another human's face saying something to them on a TikTok video, Facebook, or even broadcast video, you become more reputable. That's where the power
but they look
of this
like
stuff
people.
comes
No one
from.
knows the difference. You've seen these commercials and you don't even know the difference.
Yeah, maybe
they
you're
look
right.
like people.
Maybe
They
well,
sound
definitely
like people.
movies.
There's
definitely movies.
There's so much crazy going on in the world. We continue to talk about that, especially when it comes to some of the topics we're going to talk to now. With Patrick Ouellette. We were just introduced him. Scotty says we're good to go with that. So, Patrick, welcome into cancelthisshow.com. From that, Scotty, are we popping him up?
What's that?
Are you ready to pop him up?
No, we're working on it.
Oh, I thought you said you had. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're working on it.
All right. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Eric. Go ahead.
No,
I
I'm
thought
just
Scotty
saying
said we had
of all the things that we talk about on the show, this is the most fascinating to me because of all the things that we talk about, it's the one thing that doesn't care what our opinion is whatsoever. We can have opinions when this guy comes on and talking about Ukraine. We can have opinions about school choice.
Opinion.
We can have we can have opinions about CRT in the class. We can have opinions on everything politically across the board. But AI doesn't give a damn what we think.
Scotty, can we
You're right
see?
about that,
Hey,
Eric.
can
It's so crazy.
Can we see? I'm wondering if we can see. I want to see it again. The Tabitha video regarding.
Oh, please don't play that.
We have to, Tabitha. It was so good and scary.
Well, it goes to the point.
No, if Scott can pop it back up, we'll pop back up AI tab because this is just. Imagine how good this is going to look.
It's not perfect because my eyes don't move, my face twists in some weird way.
And that's almost
and it
the
doesn't
point.
look exactly.
But we're just.
like
but
me,
that's the point. It's just these
but
are
it's
first
similar.
videos.
And I'm not saying that the video.
Joe Biden is a leader who will unite our country and take bold action to tackle the challenges we face.
You look happy.
As president, he'll invest in education, healthcare, and job training to help working families thrive. Joe Biden will fight for justice and equality and work to heal the divides
I could have actually
that
made
have torn
Biden
us
say
apart.
something too.
He'll take bold action to protect our planet and ensure a brighter future for our children and grandchildren. Join us in supporting Joe Biden for president. Together, we can build a better future for all Americans.
See, here's.
I look like I have a giant
Okay,
nose.
so check it out. Check this out, Vic. Check this out,
I
Vic.
hope my nose isn't that big in real life.
Don't worry about that so bad. Here, let's check this
Would
out.
you stop?
Yeah, really.
Knock it off. You look fine.
Here's the deal.
You look better than your AI.
Be self-deprecating.
I hope so.
Be self-deprecating. Here's the deal. If my mom was still alive and she was on Twitter or if she was on TikTok and she saw that 1 month before an election and she was a big fan of Tabitha Hassel, let's just say she was a big fan of Tabitha Hassel, and then all of a sudden someone made that AI presentation of you, my mom would have said, Tabitha Hassel actually likes Joe Biden. I'm voting for Biden. Do you see do you see how the
I do, and it's already happening. Do you think all those shots of Biden are really him? This is old news. This stuff is already
it's so
going
powerful.
on.
This is so important.
Todd says, "What if someone has a vendetta against you? Puts a video.
It's already happened.
It's already happening.
Already happened. What's his name? From Fox. AI lied about him
Tucker
somehow.
Carlson?
No, it wasn't. It was.
I know what you're talking about,
Hannity?
but I can't think of it
No,
right now.
no, I can't.
Levine?
No, he's a lawyer on the show. But anyway, there was the AI somehow had remember that
I
a
do
misleading
remember. I do
lying
remember.
story,
Yeah,
and they had to retract it, and they had to say this
because
is
it wasn't
bullcrap.
really him.
Right. So it's already happening. AI is
already
taking it upon itself.
Jeff says AI will be weaponized. I don't think
It's already
AI might not
weaponized.
even care that you're weaponizing it. That's the point. Once it becomes sentient and it doesn't like you.
Oh my God, our viewers are so great. This could be used as an excuse to cover up Epstein videos as well. They're fake. It really wasn't us. We weren't really there.
Oh, it'll
It
be an
didn't-
excuse for all kinds of
It
things.
didn't really. Yeah, but AI wasn't around then.
No. Well, technically it was. It was. It wasn't that long ago when Epstein was at his island. It wasn't that long ago. Look at those videos of Biden where his hands are moving through the microphone and he's being interviewed.
Oh, we did see that. That's true.
I mean, that
No,
was
we
weird.
did.
There's some weird stuff that has already happened. I think our government
Yeah, this
is playing is shamming us. And think about this: there are stores you can go into right here in St. Louis, and they have cameras in the area when you first walk in the door. So when you first walk in the door, the camera is looking at you. They can take that image, Eric, just like you did of me, and turn it into an AI.
Oh yeah,
they
but
already have. The
yeah, this
capability
is
of doing
like
that.
what I used was like baby, elementary
Hey,
school.
you're
like
not an
kinder-
That's exactly
This
right.
was kindergarten
Eric
technology I
Johnson
used.
is not an expert, and he put and we all knew what to expect. But if you're not expecting to see somebody and you see a video come up, because when I first saw the video tab and I was already keen, like looking for something bad, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a joke video. Because on my phone, I really couldn't tell.
Well, I knew Eric was going to do this. I hadn't seen it, but I knew he was going to do it.
Yeah.
My point is, if you don't have a heads up, like Eric
You're right.
said,
Somebody might actually see it and believe it.
and Eric showing that video, and he is not an expert in AI, and it's like, oh crap,
Think when the government does it.
this is some serious stuff.
Think about if they don't want Donald
Mm.
Trump to be president, and all of a sudden there's videos of him doing different things and hanging out with different people. I mean, then what? What if it's his voice and his voice? How do you know the difference? They can tell us, and he can tell us it's not him, but who's to say?
Yeah. It's amazing because you're going to be able to they have these technologies that's very 2D. The new 3D stuff where they like put that auto mesh around your face.
That's when your nose will be normal, Tabitha.
Well, yeah, it's really, it comes down to that. It's that you will be able to walk somebody. You'll be able to put them on Puppet. It's called Puppet. Whenever you do
I'm
like
so
the
glad
Pixar.
you did this, Eric.
Well, I learned a lot is what it was. It's amazing to think the misinformation isn't just going to come from Twitter and Facebook anymore. The misinformation is going to come from these video programs.
And people don't even have to believe it. As long as it raises a little bit of doubt, sometimes that's good enough.
Don't you feel not good, but aren't you feeling semi better that there's an Elon Musk in the world who can call this crap out and he has some kind of legitimate credibility behind him?
Right now, yes.
Because he did say last night on Tucker that the government was using DMs to spy on you.
Yeah,
and that is a legitimate source. The guy has Asperger's. He almost can't. It's almost like he can't lie.
And he's also afraid of where
lie.
AI is going. But here's the thing. Robert says Elon's a tool. He doesn't trust Elon.
I don't trust everything he does. I mean, I'm not worshiping Elon and thinking he's this perfect person who doesn't lie. I think he is who he is. He's not one of us.
I thought a month
but
ago.
he may not be one of them either.
I thought a month ago we were playing the game Clue on a 2-dimensional board. I feel like we just went to a 4-dimensional board of Clue and we're trying to figure out what the hell is inside of the envelope at the end of the day. That we just with this AI stuff, we just knock this thing into a whole different dimension.
Chat line wants you to do one with Joe Biden supporting Donald Trump.
Oh. I feel like I would go to jail if I did that, but you could do it. I think you could do it. And
you know what? Yeah, because we already saw what happened with the memes.
You could certainly do it.
Well, I mean,
anyone can.
I think for me, it would just be funny to see what it looked like. To me, it's almost more like it's very interesting to see what a Donald Trump being cloned saying, I resign my wishes to be the president and I support Biden for the. I would just like to see what that looked like.
There is a Donald Trump clone running around because I've been seeing, like you pointed out, Vic, last week, a Donald Trump.
Yeah, it showed 2 pictures of Trump.
And one of
It's
them
2
is
different
definitely not him because he's too short.
Yeah.
And Trump is a tall man.
Yeah, the Trump, the guy that's shorter, he's shorter and a thinner face.
He is, yes. Yes.
It can happen.
And you saw in the picture with Donald, the fake Donald Trump with Kid Rock. That is not the real Donald Trump.
And the chat line is asking, okay, Eric, if you can't do one for Biden supporting Trump, is it possible that you could do one with Kim Gardner saying, and I resign today?
You could do one of anyone. All you need is a photo and a voice clip. You can do one of anyone.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You just need a photo and a voice clip.
Yeah, that's right.
It.
That's exactly
You
it.
can make one of anyone saying anything.
Mhm.
Gosh, Jeff, what a great point. Your sense of seeing is believing in.
Yes.
Is no more.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's what's scary about it.
Alibis, not being able to be, well, I can't be in the same place at 2 times.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you were here and there's video of you being here.
Yeah.
And wait until you've committed a crime you didn't commit, because guess what else the government has? They have your DNA, thanks to programs like Ancestry and GEDmatch and all those other ones.
If
They
you
have
partake in that.
No, not even if you do.
How does
Even if
somebody
you
have my
don't.
DNA?
Because it's a familial DNA. So what would happen, let's say a crime was committed, okay, and they take a sample of DNA. Well, they have the technology now where they can trace it to familial DNA. And they'll say, okay, well, I see Vic. I have DNA. It belongs to somebody in his family line. Therefore, it must have been him that was there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work with Patrick. He's not gonna be able to. We're trying to get audio up. We got video, great, everything. He wants to reschedule with us. So we
Okay.
can work out some technical stuff after
Sure.
the show. So I'll talk to you after the show. We'll get that set up for
Go
tomorrow,
figure.
Thursday, or Friday.
A master podcaster, and we can't.
Yeah,
figure
and
it
it's
out.
not anything. We have no idea. It's very strange because all his settings are right. Everything looks good. We're just not getting it. So we're gonna do some digging. So
all good.
I apologize.
No, all good in the hood. We appreciate that. We'll jump in with him as soon as we can because the information with Patrick is awesome.
I can't
And
wait.
of course, I was glad that that he contacted us to be on. So we've got some of this AI stuff going on. Eric, did you want to address it?
No,
at all?
I was just looking at, I know we're going to jump into like the Budweiser's trying to capitulate and, they're begging mercy. I was thinking there's a video of the Clydesdales running around now trying to bring back the brand. What if somebody clones the Clydesdale and puts like, rainbows all over it or something like that?
Well,
that would be death.
There is, I did see a picture that they were like little rainbow bright horses.
Little rainbow bright horses.
I don't know if that's the terminology for it or not.
Look,
but
if I let me be honest with you. We're all from St. Louis, Missouri here. And we all went down to Anheuser-Busch. We all remember when the Bushes would ride around Busch Stadium with Ozzie Smith and the opening of the Cardinals game. It was amazing, and we loved Anheuser-Busch. I hope they go bankrupt.
They could.
I hope that they are
literally could.
I hope they are a Fortune 500 that goes bankrupt for what they did, and it's an example. It's just like anything else. I hope that the criminals in Chicago go to jail and they throw away the key as an example for other people not to do it. We need corporations to understand they took the wrong path on this woke
But
garbage.
you agreed with them on the can.
No, listen to me. Hold on.
My pretty ponies, Eric.
My pretty ponies. my little pony.
Yes, Donna.
But here's the deal. I don't care what they do. I don't care that Kid Rock wouldn't have shot up their beer. If it worked, I don't give a damn. It's their company. Do what they want. But the brand managers need to know I screwed up so bad. I just put a $100 billion company out of business.
But we got another issue with the whole Budweiser situation and canceling and Miller Lite. Ron DeSantis, Florida governor, jumped in on the mix yesterday.
I saw that.
No, Ron, I felt so bad for him. He said instead of drinking Bud Light, he drinks Guinness or Guinness Drought.
That's German.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Guinness.
It's Irish, actually.
No, but here's the problem. Guinness has been one of the biggest supporters of transgender. I was sent a commercial this morning. They actually had a commercial not too long ago with a transgender grandpa playing with his kid, teaching him how to put makeup on. And Ron DeSantis goes, why don't you go drink a Guinness? And this is kind of what Tabitha told us at the beginning of the week. You just have to be careful.
Okay, here in his defense.
You have to be careful.
Research your brand.
Research your brand. Same thing if you're going to invest money. You better know. I mean, you may be investing money in products and companies that you have nothing in
Well, look
common
at
with.
Ford. Look what Ford does. I know so many people. We own, my family. We have Ford trucks. Look what a Ford has given so much money to Black Lives Matter and other groups that have gone out and caused destruction in various cities in our country, but yet they continue to fund them.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. You were bringing that up. My Pretty Pony, the Clydesdale. Hey, Scotty.
It just would be real. Hey, you know what? You want to hear something else funny? Go broke. Disney right now is getting threatened to have a prison put right on the
right next door.
I'm like, DeSantis is a gangsta. He is. Man.
That's something funny and good that he did do. And speaking of AI, when you get a chance, Scott, let's pop up Biden video. You'll see it. Just let us know whenever. And if you're ever going to have AI, and AI so prevalent, why isn't the White House using it with Joe Biden? Watch here. We're going to, in just a second, watch him being talked to.
I can't make it any bigger either.
No, that's fine. You can't make it any bigger.
You can. Right. There's pills for that.
I said that yesterday too, and I was like, man, I you know what? I control it, so I'm editing those things out.
It's all right.
You're fine.
It's cool.
We get it.
You got a foul ball last night, and a T-shirt.
It hit you right in the crotch.
We all know about Joe Biden going to his blue X's. How embarrassing! Look at him just stumble around, showing them the way.
And we have people lined up on the left over here. Some union leaders and workers.
Hey, guys and ladies.
That's sexist.
Wait till he gets on the other side.
It's going to be the blue one to the left.
How y'all doing?
You've got a blue mark, and that's okay.
I'll stand my blue mark, and then I'm going to say load each one of you.
Yes, sir. I'll help you get started.
And you can see why he needs help.
Hold on, there's more of it.
I was going to say, there's so much more.
Look at him.
What?
He was completely lost.
Was that music that was in the actual background? Or was...
No, they were messing with that.
Oh, there you are.
This was,
and there was no sound.
Frankly, it's all getting a little sad.
You couldn't hear it. They're just joking around.
Yeah.
But it showed him having to go to a spot, being walked to a spot, walking past the people. What do I do?
Yeah.
He walked right past them, didn't say a word to any of them, didn't shake any hands, and then started to exit, going off in some different direction. And they had to round him up. But this happens all the time.
When is Roseanne Barr's show start?
We don't know yet.
This is this whole show today. All I keep thinking about is, can you imagine Roseanne playing that video in front of 48 million ladies with a Chardonnays in the middle of the day?
Who cares about
this
Roseanne?
This is a game changer.
We're doing it.
This is a game changer.
Ladies,
Vic.
that many ladies are drinking Chardonnay during the day.
Yes, and they're talking to their next door neighbor.
Moms
every single day. Every single day.
What a
all
life.
Across the United States.
What a great life. No wonder. If you can sit and watch TV and drink Chardonnay, I don't know if there's that many.
I don't know any women at home as sitting around drinking
48
Chardonnay.
Million. There's 48 million of them.
I know there's a lot of women at home cleaning and
there's
cooking
48
and
million
care
just
of
in Winghaven
babies.
doing it.
Not true. Not true.
That's not Winghaven.
Whatever.
Yeah. It is funny. So once again, cancelthisshow.com. That's what we do. Eric Johnson, or Tabitha Hassel, and Vic Faust, Scotty Gherkin, Lizzie Sparks on the chat line as well today. AI talk. We got the situation coming up today, of course, with Kim Gardner we've been talking about. We appreciate your comments, everybody jumping online and letting us know what's going with that. But Joe Biden, again, lost. He's back in town. Oh, Lizzie Sparks, you said it on the chat line. I didn't even have to. Swinghaven. Thank you, Lizzie. We appreciate it.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, we got that going on. Tomorrow, we've got the stuff going on with Kim Gardner, of course, trying to take her out of office. We've been talking about the violence that's been happening pretty much all around the country right now in big cities, where people are getting, and I say, I guess, passes, so to speak, if you could call them passes.
I guess that's a good word. Yes.
Yeah, definitely getting passes. And then, of course, oh
my God.
And then I had one more story for you, Eric. I thought you would get a kick out of this.
Is it the Ukrainian one?
No, it's not a Ukrainian one. Scott, I know we're working you overtime today, buddy. Overtime.
He doesn't care. He's going to be doing.
What are you looking for?
I said, I know we're working you overtime, so I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
He just sounded like he was at the DMV. What can I do to help you?
What can I help you with? What is your request, sir?
You're on your third.
I need Arnold. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Get to the chopper.
We have two things. One, him repairing a pothole. And then after that, we'll pop up the tweet that CBS put out. Who always talks about potholes?
Me.
Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
Well,
here's the potholes.
I
had them ready.
In Los Angeles, near Schwarzenegger's house, he said he got so frustrated because there was a big pothole that nobody was fixing day in, day out, day in, day out. So he went and fixed it himself. Arnold said, I learned in life, if you want something done and nobody does, sometimes you got to go do it yourself.
Amen. I love it.
So he went out, he got the proper concrete, he filled up his hole, and then he posted it. He filled up his pothole.
Yeah.
Well, then CBS then tweets CBS calling out Arnold, saying that Arnold was a liar.
What? Are you serious?
CBS News picks him out. Quote, the giant pothole that Arnold Schwarzenegger said he recently filled on a street in his Los Angeles neighborhood of Brentwood was actually a trench that had been dug for utility work. Now, that's what the city said. Arnold said, and other neighbors backing up his story saying that was not a trench that was dug for utility work. You couldn't do any utility work inside the trench.
That's okay. That's bullshit. I'm going to say it right now.
You should.
That's bullshit because here's the deal. If it was an actual trench, there are things that you have to do to identify it as a trench.
When they would have filled it up if it was a trench.
They would have cones. They might have had tape around the cones. They might have had flashing lights to make sure that Arnold's big old SUV didn't go into the damn trench. And not to mention, you're looking at it right now. Who the hell could climb into that trench right there? And how long was that trench there before Arnold Schwarzenegger says, give me the stuff, I go do it myself? How long did that happen before he did this? So CBS, why isn't Arnold coming out and saying, you are a bunch of crack smoking liars?
He probably will.
He did. He said that they're lying. And he said that, and then his follow-up, Eric, which I was getting to, is this is another example of how you can't trust what the media says.
God, I know.
They're all a bunch of liars.
What blew my mind is Arnold does this. He doesn't call out CBS. He's trying to call out a city issue. But then now you have local news networks, as I've said, be careful about, taking action against citizens because the city looks bad. The city has relationships with the media network. The media wants stories and special access from said city.
And you know more than anyone.
So what does city do? They say, well, take care of this issue. So they go out and report what CBS goes out and reports what the city is saying, try to make it a he said, she said type of situation. But once again, people in the neighborhood saying, it's not a utility deal. Arnold actually did a service. Now, Arnold called it out. Did he have to make it public? No, but by making it public.
Of course he did.
How many more of those holes do you think are going to be left around now that the city's been put on guard?
It's the money thing. It's like you're diverting cash to go to these social programs, but yet there are cars in all parts of LA and St. Louis, for that matter, that are getting destroyed because and
not just cars, your bodies. You know, people don't talk about the
you know
damage
what?
to
My
your
car
body.
right now, Tabitha, I look right at you, is in the shop at BMW Plaza here in beautiful downtown St. Louis because both of my front wheels are about to fall off. Did you know that?
Have you been driving in Illinois?
I will bring you a receipt this week sometime. I literally have to get both of my on a BMW. It's like it's a car that shouldn't be busted up because of damn roads.
And what about
you
what
cannot
about your
drive
body?
if you know anything about St. Louis. You cannot drive from St. Charles to downtown St. Louis without playing Frogger. And if you get behind one of these giant potholes, there's a good chance that you're going to end up on the side of the road somewhere.
There's no question about it. Drive a Jeep like mine, you'll hit a pothole and end up 3 lanes over.
So this is one of those issues to me. It's like, take your head out of your ass, put some money into the services that we pay for as taxpayers, trash services, pothole services, animal control services, police, fire. Name your poison, and then take the money left over and see if you can divvy it up in your social program.
What about your
Period.
medical bills? Send your medical bills to the city because there are
No,
people.
why not send my car payment or my bill from the work that we all get? Everybody in this room probably has major dings in their car because the DOT won't take care of the problems. So what I'm looking here with Arnold is he's just sick of it. He's like, I'll fix it myself. And I'm going to take this opportunity, Tabitha, to take some pictures and put it onto Twitter or whatever to shame my local government. And now you're seeing CBS come out and say, well, government's good, Arnold bad.
I'm glad, but what I'm trying to say is that not only is it damaging your car, but it's damaging your body. There are people who are online. I've been seeing in these chat rooms talking about hitting these big potholes. Now, the people I'm talking about are in Illinois, hitting these potholes going across the bridge from Missouri into Illinois to the point where they have to go see a chiropractor because it's such a jolt. When
what
your
about
car
the people
hits
that could get killed?
It could happen. Arnold did say, and I want to say, give you his tweet to what CBS did, because first of all, he and other people went out, he and other neighbors went out and filled the hole, and they had it sitting there for some time. He said on Twitter that it remained a problem for weeks, if not a month, and the city of Los Angeles did nothing. So then he and members of the community went and took care of it, then posted a picture. So then after CBS said what they said, which we showed you, that calling Arnold Schwarzenegger a liar, saying that the city was, they had it done on purpose. He said, quote, the headline tweet is bogus. The story is correct. No, the utility work was finished in January. I filled in the hole 3 months later, and the city left my fix in place. The story should be taught in a class for people who are confused about why institutional trust is in decline.
Oh, my God, absolutely.
Arnold Schwarzenegger putting CBS, that's the LA CBS, and the city of Los Angeles in its place.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And
Good
CBS will never retract that. And never,
of course they won't.
But they have to.
And don't you think it's worse? Which I know we have potholes here, but when I drive over to Illinois, the potholes are so much worse.
Well, it's like this.
And it seems like in these Democrat-led states, Democrat-led cities, the potholes are so much
Which
worse.
is so weird that you say that, because I just played a show in Chicago, Illinois. And when you go up to Chicago, you realize how socialized Chicago is. And there are, every time you go to a truck stop in Chicago, there's people with the little DOT vests on. They're all working the government. And you would think, oh my God, with all of these government employees, these would be the best highways in the country.
But
they're the worst.
All the tax dollars, because in the state of Illinois, you pay your personal, or not personal property, your real estate property taxes are outrageous.
And Springfield, Illinois. I feel so dumb for saying this, but it is the ugliest state capital in the United States. It literally looks like something out of St. Petersburg, Russia.
In some areas, yeah.
It is it is almost creepy when you go, and I had to go into the state capital in Illinois. I just wanted to get out of there and take a shower. It was so bad.
Well, because we're literally a third world country. I mean, our infrastructure in this country, our grocery stores, our gas stations, our restaurants, even our fast food places are so far behind so many other countries.
But
it's insane.
I don't know about you, but I don't even use cruise control anymore. I used to use because you are literally always playing Frogger.
I haven't had as many issues as you two have had. I don't get it.
You're in the right lane.
I don't run into a lot of potholes in Missouri.
I'll tell you what.
They just fixed them in my neighborhood.
If you're coming out of Bridgeton from Guitar Center heading back west on Highway 70, there is a pothole. Is a doozy.
I think it's that Highway 70.
Maybe it's 70.
Yes.
I think it is, because
70, yeah.
And they probably can't fix them because people drive like such idiots through there. They'll get killed.
I don't know.
Or shot. One or the
God.
other.
We don't want to get you started on drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Don't.
We can't get you.
I'm sorry.
But hey, Arnold, congratulations for going out and trying to make something happen. And of course, the local TV station going after him.
And he's probably not the first person who's had to fix their own potholes, because it's so frustrating.
Oh, I'll take pictures outside my house. It's not good either.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because Robert from the Facebook line said that he's done that in the past.
Mm-hmm. I've heard people doing it.
And then was accused of taking union jobs away from union members for doing it.
Oh my God. They're going to charge him a union fee.
Then unions get out
Can't make
and
the
fix
stuff
it.
up. No, you can't.
That I never thought about that.
That's
Vic.
so crazy.
It's not a right to work state. He could get charged thousands of dollars for taking away union jobs. The literally true
Insane.
story.
You can't make this stuff up. Like I said,
That deserved a little bit of radio silence right there to think if he could get a bill saying thanks for doing that, but now you have to pay $1,200 because someone didn't get a chance to fix that from the state.
I know.
That's
I
crazy.
know. I mean, we do our best here. That's what we try to do on cancelthisshow.com. We'll do our best, and we'll continue to see what we can get done as well. Once again, Kathy Helbig Strick, Steve Strick, they'll be in tomorrow. For Friday, we're still putting together our shows in regards to what we will be doing for our Paranormal Free-for-All Friday. Tabitha thinks we should do a certain topic. I don't know.
Just say it.
Cussing. I was
Yeah,
like, what the hell?
is it a sin? There are people who are saying if you use bad language, if you use swear words, cuss words, that's a sin.
About what? What's the
Because
sinful about it?
Well, we'll talk about it on Friday.
So screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it on Friday.
So we can get into that as well. Also, if you guys have other situations regarding cancel this interviews, we're working on another guy that I told you about yesterday from a coffee shop that he has because he went out against the transgender movement and just said that he doesn't back it. And now, despite being an African-American and Democrat in the city of St. Louis, people are trying to cancel his coffee shop.
Why?
Because he's being called a homophobe and a hater for saying that he just wants to focus on his business. Again, let you marinate on that.
Drew Collins, go.
No, that's all right. We don't need.
I'm waiting, Drew. I know they hate hearing from you because but I love hearing from you because you're so ridiculous.
So if you're not woke enough, your business will be closed, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's what happens.
That's insane.
Drew, go.
So we've covered a ton today. So normally we take you till 10 o'clock. I think we could just call it a day. I mean, we'll get with Patrick
if you want to, but yeah. That little video you guys
he would
showed.
like to reschedule for tomorrow, so I'm going to come back this afternoon and work on some technical stuff with him and see if we can't get it figured out for tomorrow.
All right, we can do it 9 o'clock hour tomorrow. We can do Patrick tomorrow.
Okay,
I can't wait to talk to Patrick. I really cannot wait.
And Eric will see what he can do about Kim Gardner AI videos in the meantime.
Well, actually, there's I don't know if you guys saw the Joe Biden one where it looks like he has a rubber mask on that he's scratching the back of his neck.
You know what? I did. Hold on a second.
Did you guys see that?
I did.
Yes, I posted it on our
Tabitha
comment
Hassel
line.
says some of the most ridiculous things on this show, but man,
You mean the truth.
this
You're
is
calling the
another
truth
one
ridiculous.
of those things where it's going viral and a lot of people are talking about this video of Joe Biden
How can you not talk about it?
having some kind of a prosthetic. Is it
Well,
prosthetic
the
or some
video
kind
is
of a
Joe
rubber?
Biden.
Is it a rubber mask or what?
I don't know, but
Do you know what I'm talking about? First of all,
yeah, the videos of Joe Biden and the videos from behind him. It's definitely him. He scratches his neck, and when he does, it's
Okay.
like his skin moves, like it's like a plastic or prosthetic mask. It's not skin, that's for sure. It's definitely not skin.
two of my liberal friends, and when I say liberal, most people I know are not liberal or conservative. They're just my friends. But when I say liberal friends, I mean they're liberal. They were the ones that shared this video of what the hell's this? I mean, that's probably what the caption was at the top. What the hell's this? And it's a video of Joe Biden scratching the back of his neck.
Yeah, Scotty, I sent it to you, man. When you get a chance, you can just pop it up.
Scratching the back of his neck, and it looks like he's on set for a major movie.
Well, we already
with some
know.
kind of.
Yeah, there's something going on. We already know. There's something going on.
I'm still not going to agree to that until I know for sure. All I'm saying,
We can't know for sure, but if you really watch the video, it doesn't look like it's any kind of computer trick.
if I find out that Tabitha was right about there being two Joe Bidens,
Oh, there's more than
There's
two.
at least two.
There's
Just
at
like
least
there's
3
two
or
Donald
4.
Trumps.
There are definitely 2 Donald Trumps.
if they.
It's like Gilligan, still I peek.
Is this it right here?
Yeah.
I like
It's
the
not
music.
showing up properly, so hold on.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
find a
We'll
different
try.
way to
And by the way, I didn't get to. We did that
There
on
it
the
is.
run, so I didn't
There
get
it
a
is.
chance to edit it.
Who cares?
I got
or
it.
get the right.
I didn't know it
version.
had music to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's a bunch of different versions.
Oh, okay.
And I
Okay.
just popped up the first one I could find. So
I will be Tabitha's housemate
we're
for a year
producing on the go
if you
right
find
now.
out that this is real.
Okay.
Your house might
Because you've been talking about this for 2 years.
And there's Hunter in the back. It's hard to see on here, but there you can see the little crease.
The little crease. That's disgusting.
That
first.
stays.
We'll show it again for you. I saw this and I can't tell that it's like a mask.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not. Skin doesn't do that.
Oh man,
definitely
Either
not
that or he's
skin.
super
I'm
dehydrated.
telling you,
He's an 80-year-old man with
okay.
wrinkles.
No,
He's
no.
an 80-year-old man.
You have to see the
No,
better.
that's
There's a.
strange.
I posted it.
Guys, I'm teasing.
Oh,
I'm trying
thank
to.
God.
He's an 80-year-old
Thank
man.
God.
He's
I mean, look at that.
dehydrated. He's dehydrated. This happens. He's got crepe paper or whatever they call it, skin.
That is definitely not skin.
That could be, those masks become itchy at the neck.
What is that?
It's a mask or it's a fake video?
And then it goes back, kinda.
Does it?
That's so bizarre. Just looking at that over and over and over again.
So my liberal friends are the ones that are bringing this to my attention. So if they're
Stop it.
yes, they're like, "What the hell is this?" And then like they'll say, "Eric, go."
Because is it real or is it photoshopped? That's the question. Is it real or photoshopped?
I don't know.
And
I don't
you know, and Jeannie, she said it looks like dehydration. I posted this video.
I agree with
on
the
my-
yes. That's where I'm at too.
It's not dehydration.
It's
I
not
posted,
dehydration.
You
I'm
can't
not
see it
there.
that well on this video. I posted on my personal Facebook page. Most of you are already on my page.
Yeah.
You can see it there.
Okay.
General
And you can see it
consensus
up
is
closer.
that's fake.
What do you mean fake? Is like
That's
it's
photoshopped.
photoshopped.
The way the shadow comes in over his finger, see that how it kind of lights, boom, boom.
It could be photoshopped.
That's like an effect that you can do in like video editing and things like that.
Oh my God, the ability.
You see that, Eric?
Yes,
You see
I
what I'm
do.
saying?
I totally.
well, no, that's not a
Follow
shadow.
follow
That's
the
not a
shadow of his finger as he pulls his skin.
Yeah, but that's not
That's
a shadow. If you see, this isn't a very good quality video. If you see the other video, that's not actually a shadow. That's his finger making an indentation in the mask. It's not a shadow.
I see what
it's the
Scotty's
mask
saying.
pushes in.
I see.
You
what,
can't see it very well.
There's a
in this clip.
lot of photo stuff going on.
If it wasn't for those zany kids, I would have got away with it.
AI.
Zoinks.
I mean, Tabitha, we had your video.
Oh.
I'm not saying that this is real, but I am saying that when you watch, this is not a very good quality of the clip. When you watch the better quality one, that's not actually a shadow from his finger. The mask is real loose back there in the back of his neck.
So it
like
is a
it's
mask in
hollow.
your opinion.
Well, if this is, it's either photoshopped or it's a mask. It's one or the other.
Or it could be crepe
I'm not
paper,
saying
dehydrated
no, it's
skin.
not. If you
No?
watch the better clip, it has to either be a mask or it could be Photoshop. Maybe this isn't even the back of Joe Biden; it's someone else, and they photoshopped it in. I'm not saying that, but when you watch the good quality of the clip, it's clearly a mask.
Well, I'll
that this
tell you, I
person's
will
wearing.
say this in Tabitha's defense: if there are two Joe Bidens, there is no way you could go this far without having some kind of a screw up. There's just no.
There have been
There's
screw ups.
no way.
There have
that
been
you
many
could.
screw ups. This would be one of them.
I agree.
There are many screw ups. Many.
And that's why
many
people like me are like, yeah, it's probably not true. But it's just interesting that my friends who believe in, they wish that Cuba would come up here and take over, they're even saying, what in the hell is this? Is this real or is this fake?
Well, there's no question that there are more. There's more than one.
Yeah.
More than one. I'll save it for Friday. I have some new photos
of
Biden and Jill and what they used to look like and what they look like now.
It's you forget because if all we
Called
see
aging.
Well,
it's more. It's far more
but
than
the
aging.
picture that
Far more
Eric
than
has
aging.
up on Tabitha's AI
It's
video of
different facial
Biden,
structure.
that is not the Joe Biden that we saw for 60 years. I promise you that much. There's no way in hell. His picture, not the nose is different, the eyes are different, the face is different. It's
I think on
bizarre.
this show we need to get a whiteboard on all the things that we're not sure about. It would start with Joe Biden.
Well,
Is there two of them?
You mean the things you're not sure
Yes,
about?
yes, ma'am. Two.
I stand corrected.
And look at this. I don't have any way to really show it, but there's a picture of Joe Biden getting his vaccine. And the real Joe Biden has a tattoo on his arm. The vaccine Joe
that's true.
does not.
If you go to Tabitha Hassel's house, she's got one of those boards.
You can
where
show it in your camera.
She's got one of those
I'm
boards.
trying to, but it's not.
If you go to Tabitha Hassel's home, she has one of those boards up with all the strings connected to all the pictures. You know what I'm talking about. It's like this is connected to this.
I do not.
This is connected to this.
Those on TV shows, those were like serial killers.
Well, there you go. Serial killers, ID
Those
channel.
are actually called the detectives looking for
We've
the
shown
serial
those
killer,
faces, haven't
not
we?
the serial killer himself.
Have we not shown those pictures?
We've not shown, not exactly in that way, no. And we've not shown this photo of Joe Biden. I mean, his arm is different. He has a the real Joe Biden has a tattoo. Fake Joe Biden does not. And then here's the picture of Jill. I'll try to put it up there.
Of Jill. What about Jill?
Jill does look like a different Jill. I forgot about. I've seen this picture, Tabitha. There is absolutely no doubt.
You can send those to me,
They look like completely different people.
Can you just text those to me, Tabitha?
We got to now because I
Text
can
them to
barely
me
see
so
what
I
you're
can
doing.
text them to me. I'll give them to Scotty.
I can send them to him.
Okay,
I
send
will
it.
email
to him.
them to him.
Yeah, go ahead and send it because I'm telling you, there's some differences.
Where did you find this stuff? You do have the craziest stuff, Tabitha.
You mean called truth? You mean I have a lot of truth?
I guess.
To share with people.
Whatever you call it, it's weird.
But no,
It's not weird.
I'm telling you what.
Eric, see, here's the thing, though. Eric, there's so much out there, but you have to look at what can be doctored, what can't, and we've shown
You have to look at it objectively.
and we have shown people today. I mean, you made the video of Tabitha.
Yeah,
It
wasn't real. You made my point. That was not real.
Exactly.
My mom might have thought it was real because she doesn't understand technology. She would go,
I sent it.
Eric, I just saw Tabitha Hassel endorse Joe Biden. What's going on? I go, Mom, it's fake. No, it's not. It's a video. See, that's how people think. They don't understand what's real and what's not.
Our thinking is changing for a lot of people because now we realize these things can happen.
So if anybody rips Jill Biden for allowing Joe to go out and do what they're doing, think again. It may not be the real Jill Biden. It may not be the woman that actually married Joe Biden, who may or may not be with us anymore.
What?
Adding a new element.
Oh, well, yeah. Who's to say he's not? Who's to say he's alive then?
Look at watch the movie Dave, Eric. That will blow your mind. And that was from a long time ago. Was that back in the 80s or 90s?
What about the one with Borat when he was he became the what was that movie where he became the dictator?
Became the president or dictator. That's different.
Okay.
That was funny,
right?
But it was different.
Yeah, it was funny.
So, what we're going to show you real quick are the before and after pictures.
And I included the photo of Obama with his hand in the hand of someone else, but it's not Michelle, and there's no one else there.
Here we go.
So it's clearly Photoshop. But why?
Okay.
Wait a minute. So, okay, when the pictures come up, you take us through them, okay?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you're saying about a hand.
Yeah, you'll see. It's
talk us through Joe.
It's pretty wild. Okay, so this is the real Joe Biden to our left.
You can tell his face.
And you can see his face.
That is his face.
He's got the appropriate Joe Biden nose. That's Joe Biden's real nose. He has a tattoo on his arm because the real Joe Biden supported the military because his son Beau was in the military.
Okay, good point so far.
Fake Joe Biden over here on the right getting his vaccine. There is no tattoo.
There isn't
on
a
his
tattoo.
arm. And his face is covered, so you can't see his nose. But there is no tattoo on his arm. And his arm is wider and bigger. It's just like a different arm.
So is Joe, the real one, dead?
I don't know that
Where's he at?
Eric,
dead.
That's what I was just saying. You never know.
Wait, but if
where
there's
is
two
this
of them,
tattoo?
are there two of them? So one
I
might be
think
the
there's
real
like
one.
3 of them.
Where is the tattoo?
And look, okay, so here's the real Joe Biden is in the upper left-hand corner. That is the real Joe Biden. See how his nose, look at his nose.
Okay.
These other Joe Bidens, look how different they look. They don't have the same nose. They don't have the same facial structure. They're not the same person.
They're not the same person. I've said that as well. It's
you can't
not.
change the bridge of his nose.
Where's
is
Elliot
completely
Davis when we
different.
need him?
What
We need
the hell
Elliot.
is the picture in the lower right
I
hand?
know. And that's the one we see so often.
That's like the Joker, or that is.
And he's the one we see doing a lot of the speeches and
I think that if you did this
real
exercise,
Joe Biden is upper left hand corner.
if you did this exercise with Trump, you could do the same thing. Different shadows, different facial expressions, different times of the morning.
These
Upper
are not
left,
the same person.
The
Eric.
top left looks like Joe Biden.
That is Joe
That's
Biden.
the one we saw for
That is
so
the
many
real
years.
Joe Biden. The others are not Joe Biden. There's no way. And they were in here, and some people could say, well, he's had plastic surgery.
There you go.
But the real Joe
There you
Biden
go.
every once in a while pops up. We just had a photo of him a couple weeks ago walking around the White House, the real Joe Biden, and he was very jowly and he had that same nose back again, and now it's gone.
Okay, go ahead, Tabitha.
Okay, so the upper photo, the top photo, that is Joe Biden and Jill Biden from many years ago. And look at the difference between how they looked then and how they look now. And I'm not saying that's not the real Jill Biden now. Maybe that is aging, but that is not the same Joe Biden.
I don't know.
That's not the same Joe Biden. It's not.
And even to me, Jill looks different. Her eyes are just shaped differently. It's just a different shape.
I don't know about that.
And her nose is shaped differently. And the top one, her nose kind of indents in, and on the bottom one, it's more outward.
Here's
outward.
the deal. There's a lot of people on our Facebook list that do that, a flashback of 10 years kind of stuff. And you're like, oh my God, look at how this guy is. This guy hasn't made it through the last 10 years very well.
No. People gain weight and people get wrinkles, but they don't look like completely different people.
Good point.
They don't have different noses, different eye structure, different bone structure. Your bone structure does not change.
What's this one? What is this?
So this is the photo. If you look at Obama,
what are we looking at here?
Look at Obama's hand.
My God.
He's holding a hand, but it's not Michelle's hand because her hand is on her body behind him.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, so obviously this was somehow photoshopped. Why, I don't know, but he's holding a hand, and whose hand is it? There's no one there.
It's like Spinal Tap.
I mean, that's awesome.
It's like it's in this where there's someone in here, there's nothing. And that's what's going on here. I feel like
why did they Photoshop it?
It's like our
We don't know.
It's like our government is a big version of Spinal Tap that we're watching.
It's a lot like that
It's very odd.
because it's
Guys,
all an illusion.
And we appreciate everybody
It's all
jumping
an
in today
illusion.
for canceltheshow.com. Patrick, we'll try to him tomorrow in the 9 o'clock hour. Kathy Helbig-Strick, we'll see if she's using AI in real estate. Are there two Kathy Helbigs?
There better be
Eric
because she's
Johnson.
all over the place. That's for sure.
Crazy stuff, that's for sure. For Scotty Gherkin, Lizzie Sparks, Eric Johnson, Tabitha Hassel, I'm Vic Faust. Thanks for watching and listening to canceltheshow.com. Like, subscribe, share the show. We appreciate it. Have an awesome day.